Okay, so yeah, we're going to be doing some coaching, and since you have not had a ton of games in general, it's pretty open-ended for what we could do to kind of see where you're at, to see where we need to be, or where you'd want to be, even, okay?
Sure.
Now, I've looked over your Dota buff, and I'm gonna bring that up right now. What the heck? Get that out of there. So, just as a heads up for yourself, I am live, and I'm gonna send you a link to. I mean, it pops up pretty easily, that the whole like live thing on Twitch, but I'd recommend opening that up with the sound muted for me to be able to just kind of like reference some things on here, and then you'll be able to see that too. Okay, so I've got your Dota buff up here right now. Oh, now it makes sense why it shows you having so many more wins, because I guess it counts the bot games on your profile towards wins. Because it shows you with 38, but on the Dota buff it says you're 11 and 12. So while like it might show the bot games on here, I guess it doesn't count them.
Yeah, I did wander through it a little bit earlier today, and I wasn't quite sure.
Well, whatever. I guess let's first start out by talking through some of your character interests, or if there's anything that you can maybe provide me information-wise that could help me in directing you through the heroes to finding something that would be good for you. Or are there any heroes that you've had some experiences with that you'd want to explore more? You know, a couple different angles at this, I guess. Katie,
yeah, so definitely
chill.
So definitely Kunkka, because I like everything about the character. It seems like the aesthetics of the various characters are more important to me than I expected.
No, that's 100% fine. You are learning a game. Let's pick who looks the dopest. No, I'm serious. Like, why not? I mean, you better play a guy that looks cool as shit if you're gonna play a game and you want to enjoy the game. I mean, my girlfriend is gonna recommend dog or dog-related looking characters as her recommendations of choices because those are the characters she likes. So, like Phoenix, Jakiro, Viper. All right, well, now she's on a purple guy binge. But see, you know, it's right in that same spectrum, okay?
Yeah, sure. But yeah, so I'm serving as position 5 on our Dota team, which means support. So
now, is that with Kunkka? Or is that with a bigger hero pool?
With a bigger hero pool, yeah. Kunkka's just the hit character I started with because he was really cool, and apparently I can hit boats not atrociously. But yeah, so that moved into Keeper and Crystal Maiden and Silencer. I talked to some of the other teammates, and they suggested that, well, Crystal notwithstanding, I should maybe start with some simpler heroes. But I've also found that I find the game more engaging when I have a more complex set of skill interactions. So, like, I really like playing Oracle as well, even though I'm not very good at the game yet. But it's like constant action.
You know, I'm taking notes on my pad and paper because I typically will handwrite notes and then I'll type them later because that's how my processing works a little bit better. But if you do not have something for just general notation of key things that stand out to you, of things that we might talk about, then I would recommend it. Having something that you could, you know, have these bits of reference for yourself. Now, you're going to have a video of this, but it could help make some of these ideas become a little bit, you know, more digested.
Yeah. Well, so how about this?
I'm not going to pressure
grab,
you into it, but it's a recommendation.
You're talking to an academic. Taking notes makes perfect sense to me, and I can run and get them.
Okay, cool. How you doing today, Ravlin? Hey, Sammy, how's it going? How is it going? So he is into Kunkka. Ahoy!
Okay. Pen and paper acquired.
Yeah, so I was skimming through a couple of your Coddle games here. Or, excuse me, Kunkka games. Man, I am so discombobulated. It's funny. I'm on my notes, I wrote, when you were listing off some of the characters you were playing, I wrote Coddle, comma, CM, comma, Coddle, comma. And then I realized, I was like, wait a second. What is going on here in my brain? I don't know why. That was happening. But it looks like you've been doing a bit of Coddle practice and Coddle shenanigans in bot games, at least. A couple games you've brought to the main stage of playing against people.
Yeah, not generally well. So I guess for your benefit then, my main thing is, I feel like mechanically I can learn pretty quickly, but there's just so much going on in the game that oftentimes I feel like I'm sort of just wandering around the map somewhat aimlessly, not quite knowing where I should be, whether the team is taking a fight here, whether I should be in that, whether I should be farming, putting wards down, buying more things. So generally I think my game sense is atrocious in
Okay,
Dota.
well, just working with you at that is a process that I am great at helping people through. Since my teaching style is very much that of an inquisitive nature, where I probe you through a series of structured questions to have you deduce the answer on your own.
Sure.
So, does that sound like something that would jive well with you? Or would you prefer something a little bit more aggressive?
No, let's start with that, if that's your recommended strategy.
I think that could work very well for you because it gets you through the process of thinking through the sequence of situations and events and bigger picture ideas for the types of actions that you need to make, rather than giving you direct guidance for the exact situation at hand. And although it may still solve the same thing, you may not necessarily apply it into a long-term basis. You know, it could be the sort of thing where, like, if I tell you to get a BKB, rather than me probing you to saying I should get a BKB, you know, you're going through the thought process of the why and the what.
Yep.
And for some people, that's more effective. And for other people, that's frustrating. And it sounds a little bit more like I'm trying to do some sort of Donald Trump to them, like with loaded questions. And they're not entirely wrong because they are loaded questions. I'm trying to get you to a specific answer.
Sure.
Okay, so even though you're going to be rolling in as a position 5 on your team, last hitting, those sorts of mechanics, still incredibly important. how comfortable are you at last hitting?
Mostly fine. I usually only have a problem if I am playing a character I'm not as familiar with. So, like, what's their wind-up time? What's their projectile speed, or whatever? When does the hit occur? When this sword animation goes down? But yeah, I feel pretty confident that if I say I want to last hit that mob, then I can do it.
Okay, so I want to do something here with you, and it is going to be a way for us to kind of gauge, in an abstract way, some sort of starting point for your mechanical prowess for doing two things. One thing, your last hitting skill, and two things, doing an advanced mechanic called freezing the lane. So the idea behind that, in a very general sense, is that you're able to do enough damage to your own creeps and denying them in relation to the rate that the enemy creeps are coming in that you're hopefully successfully last hitting, in order to not only keep the lane in a position where it's not underneath the enemy tower, but your tower either. And this is something that, if in an unopposed lane, should be achievable consistently to the point where you're able to farm and last hit almost every single creep and have a pretty high amount of denies. You don't need to get the denies. The core goal here is to keep the lane in a position where there isn't a ton of movement and you're getting a lot of the gold and last hits. So
Okay.
let's try out something to kind of imitate that sort of idea. US East, West, is there a better one for you, just in general?
East, barely.
All right, India. Okay, so I want you to join the Radiant team. Yeah, let's just put it on as an all-pick game. That should be fine. Okay, so I want you to pick one of your comfort heroes that you feel confident last hitting on and denying with. It can be anyone you want, but I've already explained the idea and the challenge in front of you, okay?
Okay.
So do you have someone in mind?
I probably would bring Kunkka if that works.
That's fine, you can do it. You want to know what your opponent is?
Sure.
It's no one. It's no one at all. No bot, no nothing. This is you versus Dota. This is you versus Dota. Let's see what you got.
All right. Oh, I'm so glad you're back. There's been a failure-shaped hole in my heart ever since you left. Today, we'll be playing...
Entering battle as Coach. That's cool. I haven't seen that before. Get whatever your standard starting items would be. If you want to get a Quelling Blade to cheat a little bit, make it a little easier, that's fine. Go for it. You can have regeneration items if you want to, but realistically speaking, you shouldn't be taking a lot of damage.
Sure.
Unless it's just you messing with the creep aggro a little bit, you know, like pulling them around or whatever so that they don't go underneath your tower. But leave it up to you ultimately. Why is it showing me Spirit Breaker down here? Yeah, see, once upon a time I used to be able to just bind to your character and then it would just follow it.
Sure.
You might want to buy yourself a courier, just for the lulz. I don't know. If for some reason you're in a silly situation and taking a lot of damage, then you have to disgracingly ferry yourself out more regeneration or something.
Right.
All right, so you're going to go for the... I guess we can do it with his bottom. That's fine.
It doesn't have to be. That's usually been my position on the team.
Let's keep it consistent then. Let's do that. That's fine. Is coach's Q the ability to spot ganks 5 seconds before they happen? I mean, I see the exact same stuff as you, except I'm paying attention to the map more because I don't have to pay attention to a character. So where are you going? Right. Is this where you would go at the start of a game? Typically?
Well, normally I'd be going to... Can I ping the map and you can see?
Yeah, I can see your pings.
Okay, so normally I'd be putting a ward in both of these locations and then wandering back somewhere around here.
So you're not now, though. What else would be happening at this time frame in the game?
Bounty rune?
Bingo. Yes.
Yep.
So if
Although
you're not...
don't I usually want to leave that for someone more important?
It doesn't matter. If someone else isn't taking it, you're taking it. That's just like a general sense of it. Unless forced to, be as greedy as possible. Especially with like the level of matchmaking that you're going to be playing in. You want to be as greedy as possible because most of the people aren't going to understand. No, what are you doing? We want to remember we're going for farming. We're going for last hits. We're going for denies. We're trying to keep the lane equilibrium good. I want to see you get as many of these last hits as possible. And remember, you don't want to be going underneath that tower. You want to be making it. Remember, if there was like an enemy hero here, what would he be doing? He'd be applying pressure on you. He'd be trying to go for these denies. So like all these creeps here that are dying right now, that should be something that you should be influencing. This is not the same objective as normal Dota. The objective right now is to get the last hits and the denies. That is what we are testing right now. This is not normal Dota we're doing, okay? So, now something you got to consider about Tidebringer is what it does to the lane every time you swing that sword.
Which is push it.
Bingo. So, for the situation at hand, for what you're looking to achieve here,
turn it off.
Use it at your discretion.
All right, how do I turn off an auto?
I think it's Alt. You hold down Alt, or you just do a right click on it, I think.
Yeah, right click. That's it.
Yes, so we are doing a creep equilibrium maintenance exercise here, of which he is not getting as many last hits as I would be anticipating. I do not know why.
Yeah, the connectivity issues I mentioned earlier are coming back, I think, because I've also got the stream open.
Okay, well, you don't need to have that up right now, so you can pause it, or probably pause. Here, I'll mute. I can't pause the game. You could if you wanted by hitting F9, but pausing the stream or something like that, because you won't need to access it since we're playing right now. So honestly, I'd like to restart this. I think we've already missed so many of them, and with that connectivity stuff, that it would be better to just start over.
Sure.
So let's leave the game. So again, what we're looking to do is that... Oh, you didn't leave the game yet, sorry.
There we go.
All right. Yep, you can turn off an auto passive.
Yeah, I did it.
So join the Radiant team. Or if you want to do Dire, whatever. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's your objective for this game?
Keep the lane between the two towers, get as many last hit denies as possible.
Boom. Entering battle as coach. So hopefully your connectivity is much faster this time around. We don't have those delays. Global cooldown costs mana. What? Oh my god, I am getting spammed on the email! Shh! Go to sleep. Goodbye.
Quickly, purchase items, consume material goods to sustain capital.
Alright, this seems a bit more stable.
Cool.
2017, and connectivity issues are still a problem.
I have 15 ping.
Hmm.
Oh, it went up to 16 for a second.
Uh-oh.
Might as well cut down some trees. That would, in theory, be increasing your range of vision if there was an enemy intruder coming in. No, it's no harm on you to cut down some trees. They grow back in a lot shorter a time frame than you would typically.
Maybe this match will teach me how to.
Yeah, I get like 15, 16 on US East typically. US West, I might get like 65, 70.
Sure. There we go. Nice and clear.
Right? Look at that range of vision increase. Look at that quality of life.
Brilliant.
Why not? So after you grab this rune, where are you going to go? What are you going to do?
It's time for Fantasy World
Down to
avatars
lane,
pretend to
and
murder one another.
immediately start getting sweet gold and XP.
Okay, but more so when you're coming down to lane, are you going to go that way blindly, or are you going to go this way and then do a thing where you're doing like this?
Wait for the creep wave.
Nope, we didn't exactly do the thing I was talking about, but you know what I was trying to reference? No, you want to go to the lane. You keep going, up. You can't see my drawings on the minimap, damn it.
No, I can. I could.
Oh, you saw the minimap drawing?
Oh, not the minimap. Sorry.
Yeah, I
saw...
drew on the minimap. On the ground is different.
Yeah, ground.
Follow the yellow brick road. So I was referencing a concept that exists in Dota called creep blocking. You can disrupt their movement patterns by standing in front of them and slow their speed into the lane.
Okay.
That's one way that you can make it so that preemptively you start with your creeps much closer to your tower.
I see.
So again, the name of the game here is Creep Equilibrium. So last hits and denies. Last hit is always more important than a deny.
Right. Didn't it change recently? Now denies give you something?
It gives you experience, but that's still not gold.
Right.
So something that you can do between attacks on getting last hits is something called almost like... Oh, well, you're not going to get that one. The range creeps.
Isn't that too close to the enemy tower?
What does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
Okay.
It's not underneath the tower because the range of the tower is right there.
So as long as it's not there, it's good enough.
Yeah, so what I was going to try to allude to is between successful last hits, you can inflict damage on your creeps as long as they're under half HP in order to maintain the equilibrium closer to your side. So like this creep here, even though you can't get the deny on it, you could still hit it once. You see what I mean?
Okay.
So sometimes just hitting the creeps, but not necessarily getting the deny, will help make it so that your creeps have sustained more damage so that the wave is closer to your tower. Because right now, you're against nothing right now, and you're underneath their tower. Which I understand this is already like a little bit of an obscure thing to try and do, but it just shows to the emphasis of your need to inflict self-damage on your creeps to try and get it pulled back.
Okay. So I was always under the impression that getting my creeps to their tower was better because then they'd start attacking and damaging it.
It's all about the timing of the game. Okay. So in the early game, the idea is to try to deny as much experience as possible and to get as much gold as possible. So if you were playing in this lane as the carry, you
Yeah.
would want to try and deny all these creeps. And if you want to make sure that you can get all the gold, then you want to be able to have these creeps in the safest place possible for you as the carry.
Okay.
Safest place possible for you is going to be closer to your tower. So
Sure.
you want to try and make it so that your creeps are as close to your tower as possible. When you do that, that gives the opportunity to your supports to use these trees to their advantage, you know? So
Right.
if you've got
And
the
get
creep
ganks.
equilibrium down here, it's easy for them to come up through the trees or through the river. And all of those things are subtle ways to increase success. Because like right now, you could be going for a couple hits on that before you go in for the kill on that. And then you hit this one, and then you can hit this, and then hit this one for the last hit. So not in a way that you're auto-attacking per se, but you're using the timing of your attack strategically to keep the lane either that way or that way, depending on what you want to do.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, because oftentimes I was finding that I was just sort of standing around not doing much in the lane, and this is, well, something better for my time, right?
Well, you were talking about how you wanted to have a lot more action happening
Yeah.
more consistently.
There we go. So now they're coming back towards us.
See, look at that. Boom. Creep
Yep.
equilibrium is finally in a better spot. Now, something you need to
that.
consider is he has 3 ranged creeps here. Ranged creeps do a ton of damage to the point where they're going to push your lane so fast that they are going to be underneath your tower. Then the tower is going to be inflicting damage on these creeps, and it's going to make it difficult to last hit. So now you're forced to either tank the creeps out here to delay them, or then it comes underneath the tower, and you need to try and get the timing with the tower strikes to get the last
Right.
hits.
So clear them as fast as I can and let it go out a little bit.
That could be a solution as long as you're able to maintain the
was that
denies
okay
and
what I did?
everything. Yeah,
Tidebringer into a torrent and then just kind of go back to...
that's fine. I mean, you know what the name of the game is right now. Last hits, denies, creep equilibrium. That's what we're practicing right now in this practice workshop almost, okay? So we're missing a lot more last hits too now also. Remember, this is you versus Dota. You said if you put in focus, especially if there's no enemy hero there, then you could probably get all the last hits.
Well, here I am eating my words now.
Well, no, it's just, it's perspective. Because it requires a lot more focus than you think to actually get every last hit and deny,
It does,
even in an unopposed lane. Because Dota is just a lot of math.
Your middle tower is
So what you could do to help your last hitting here
Yep.
is pay attention to which creep's dying the fastest. And typically that's going to be predicated based on your ranged creep. Now, remember when you used your Tidebringer and started clearing the wave out all aggressively and stuff like that?
That turned out to be a bad choice.
Look at that. Who would have
Yep.
guessed it?
Yep.
Your top tower is under attack. If I'd like not to lose my top tower as a thought you've ever had, I suggest you get over there right away.
Yeah, in this perspective, this is a carry situation, but this is far more fundamentally just on the mechanics behind this than anything, because these mechanics translate to a lot of other things.
Exactly.
Because if you're playing as a support, you can come in and just, like, do this for the carry who's probably not doing it himself. You know? Because if you've got a guy that's your carry in your lane and he's straight auto-attacking the lane, then what's he going to be doing? He's going to be pushing in on that enemy tower real fast.
Right.
Then that means the enemy offlaner is going to be able to get all of the experience because the lane's pushed out. None of the creeps are getting denied. He might be able to get the gold. And then if your creeps are underneath his tower, it's easier for him to farm. If he is in a bad situation where you may be able to secure a kill, it's easier for an enemy support to TP underneath that tower and save him.
Yep.
And this is all just the creep equilibrium. Something you would think is
So minor.
Yeah. And I mean, we could even go into how the day-night cycle affects things and then the timing of the first catapult and what you want to do around that. But that's
I was wondering about that, but that's probably more advanced.
not something you need to worry about.
Mid-tower taking
One thing that I'll tell you is I suck at last-hitting catapults.
Okay.
There's a really weird thing that exists in this game that doesn't necessarily translate to all people, and it's this unknown this known unknown of unit armor that exists on
Right, where damage types will be
Yeah.
more or less effective against certain.
Yeah, so it exists, but it's not implicit in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So, like, ranged creeps do more against melee creeps. Melee creeps do, like, a flat amount against ranged and melee creeps alike. Siege creeps do additional damage against buildings, but reduced against melee and ranged. Melee and ranged creeps do reduce to hero type, which is you. Siege also do reduce to hero type, which is you. Towers will do reduce to hero type, which is you. And then there's a thing called chaos damage, which is like a far more universal thing, which is like pure damage. So that's like
Yeah.
the universal does flat correct damage to everybody sort of thing.
Okay.
And then those are the types of basic things of use across the neutrals and the other creeps in the game. So, like, catapults have fortified armor, so they're harder to last hit. Yeah, it's like hero, piercing, siege, and chaos, I think. Wait,
Okay.
wait, no. Because I'm thinking back to it as the Warcraft 3 definitions, and I don't know what the actual literal definitions are for Dota. Because it's just like, it's going to be the same sort of ideas, but it could just have different names behind it.
Okay. So I am noting that at least as I'm thinking about this exercise, the goal of getting as many last hits on enemy creeps as possible and the goal of making sure that they don't die too quickly are not really conducive to each other.
Yeah, right? It's weird, isn't it? Because you're
Yeah.
also thinking how many last hits you're missing because you're getting the timing off for doing some of the denies or just
Right.
not really in the appropriate position, standing, literally, to just get to it either.
Right. So like here, okay, this wave is being cleared fairly well, but I know that it's going to
But we still missed the last hit, too.
Yeah.
And we missed the last hit on a ranged creep to get a deny on a melee creep. And ranged creeps give more gold and experience than melee creeps. So they're more important to get. They're a higher value. Sometimes even to use spells to secure the ranged creep last hit.
Really?
Yeah, because if they get the deny, and it's the same goes for denying it too. So like if you can deny the ranged creep, it's even more valuable because that's extra gold experience that you're denying off from them.
All right.
Tower taking damage.
So I guess here is a safe time to start just kind of getting my creep's health down.
Did someone find the wiki information on that? Hero, basic, siege, and piercing? Awesome, thank you. Yeah, so those, when you think about it that way, see, look, another deny instead of a last hit.
Okay.
Missing the range creep. But I think we can end this exercise here. Let's go back to the dashboard, disconnect from the game. Do you get like a game summary board or anything like that where you can see?
Not for that.
No? Okay, that's fine. Back in my day, Dota 2 coaches could see the actual number of last hits and denies in the game
Well,
of the
it's far
players.
too useful.
I know. God, they broke coaching so much. Range creep is like 40% of wave's gold experience. I don't know if it's literally that high now, but I feel like it's
a priority.
It could be. It could literally be that high, but it's priority, which is really what we were trying to get at here.
Yep.
The specifics aren't as important right now, like, because we're looking at just as much of the bigger picture things that are easily translatable into knowledge, which there was a lot of different things that were discussed over the course of that game that should have made more of those ideas, stick around in your noggin a bit more. So do you have any questions on that little exercise that we just did that you maybe want me to expand on more? Because I'm going to put one more layer on top of it, but I just want to see if you have any thoughts or anything. Any musings, any self-reflections, whatever you want.
Yeah, I guess it is just still the issue of so like I want to be making sure that the lane doesn't get pushed too far up. But that almost seems like sometimes I have to give up on opportunities to last hit or deny to make sure that I can like adequately pull the lane back, because if you're too efficient at last hitting and denying, I mean, that just means that everything dies more quickly, and presumably you are ending up pushing.
You're not self-inflicting enough damage on your own creeps.
But doesn't that also then just make it more likely that the enemy can then get their own last hits?
If you make it so that the creep wave comes in and that it's a wash, so that all the melee and range creeps die together, then does anything exist anymore?
Of course. So they only get maybe one last hit, and the rest are just lost. So that's where the benefit.
You don't need to get the deny on every creep. You just have to make them not last hit by the enemy and inflict damage on them to make it so that it's balanced out in that sort of way.
Right. That makes sense. Okay.
Oh, we got some stats from Sammy. Thank you, Sammy. The ranged creep gives 42 to 48 gold with 90 experience. The melee creep gives 34 to 38 gold with 40 experience. So if you wanted some numbers to back up the general idea behind it, there you go.
Yeah, sure. That's just better. Okay. The catapult, I assume, is even more, but you said it has a different armor.
Yeah, it's like, what, every 5 minutes, I think? Double checking now. Catapult spawns every 5 minutes. The first one spawns at the 5-minute mark. And then, like, if you really wanted to get into it even more, there's different times in the game where the spawning quantity of creeps and the speed of which they spawn change and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that's far beyond me right now.
Yeah, you don't need that sort of nonsense. But okay, siege creep is going to be 66 to 80 gold with 80 experience. So it's actually less experience than a ranged creep.
Oh. Okay.
But something you're going to need to remember is that it has 80% magic resistance. So you're realistically not killing it with magic.
Sure.
So range creep is your biggest priority. Siege creep's going to be a pretty big priority as well. Siege creeps are a little bit more difficult to last hit. And part of that is because their armor type. Jeez. Because they're just like so stupid tanky.
Sure.
They've got the same armor as like buildings.
Okay, so heroes are going to do almost nothing.
Yeah, 50% reduced damage is what heroes do to buildings, so it would be the same sort of thing to the siege creeps.
All right.
If someone has more specific information they can share on that or corrections on me, feel free, but I think all those numbers are accurate. Yeah, Frostbite as a Crystal Maiden on the Siege Creeps is a little bit of a different situation. Yeah, Dogu Sandwich, you're right. Yeah, because the extra damage to creeps. So, yeah. Whatever.
Sure.
So, are you feeling a little bit more comfortable if we were to try this one more time?
Yeah. Give me just a moment. I have actually moved a little closer to the router. See if that makes a difference. Just grab my. It matters, right? Because lasting is all about timing, and if I can't trust my ping, then like
Sure.
wash.
Yeah, I guess so. You're right.
So give me like a minute, and I'll be right back.
There we go. Shut that off. More Crystal Maiden emotes, negative assurance. Oh boy. I mean, Ravlin, when I'm done with him, he might be out last hitting your own carry as a support. He's going to be like, yo, dude, you're missing all these denies. What the hell? So Katie got me some candy. And the bag's green, so it might chroma out a little bit on my face. Oh, not as much as I thought it might. Got some Airhead Extreme Sourfuls. They are rainbow berry soft and chewy candies. These are probably more sour than the ones that we maybe had before, Katie. Because I was eating those by the handfuls. And I don't think you should be able to eat sour candy by the handful if it's, like, sour enough. It's tasty, but not sour. I can definitely eat these by the handful, and I probably will.
Well, I came in at an interesting time.
Sorry, they're not.
Hey, yo. I was talking about this candy that Katie got me. Airhead's Extreme Sourfuls.
It really makes it seem like it's gonna be really sour.
I mean, it's definitely like, it's got like a light amount of that. Very, very light.
It's not like the straws.
I know.
This is a mess. I think it's better though.
All right. Shall we try this again?
It's better than ones we had in the movie theater.
Let's give it a go. Now,
Yes.
if we were to add a player into the mix,
A player!
how do you think that would go for you?
It's me! Pick me!
I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. I mean, fundamentally, my goal doesn't change, right?
No, but we would be doing it in middle instead of bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, Katie, you can come on for this. She's so excited. She's literally the same level as you.
Cool. An even test of skill.
I
I'm
know.
probably worse. I'm probably worse.
She played League of Legends a bit, and she plays Overwatch. Katie did get really high pitched at that.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, we're getting her into the game. Wait, what? Katie? $100 what if you win? Katie, I said nothing about a cash prize for winning this match.
$100 if I win, Sky. $100.
Katie, there's no cash prize for you winning this match.
Is there though?
No.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be.
Because you're also going to have to play with criteria.
What
You're not going to be able to choose anyone you want.
What am I gonna? What are my chances?
What?
What are my odds?
Your odds?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
$100 if I win. 5 cents if you win.
Ravlin's going to buy you a chow bar if you win. Ooh, look at that.
All right. Then the stakes are set.
Am I allowed in here? Now that I'm part of things?
Yes, you want to disable that shit.
Do you want to allow this app to make
Yes.
changes to your red? That's terrifying. I don't like that.
Yeah, well, I don't like that Microsoft automatically puts DVR software into my Windows application. That reduces performance in the back end without telling me. And thank you, Dota, for disabling that for me.
I mean, I just appreciate being advertised to in the start menu.
Oh, God. Fuck that. God damn it. I got some Minecraft there. Buy Microsoft Office. Buy Photoshop.
Yep.
Ooh, a Twitter feed from something. I don't know. Phone companion. I didn't know that's a thing. I'm scared to click on it. Katie.
What?
I need you to join the Dire, please.
Well, you didn't say that.
I thought it would have been intuitive because it's a one-on-one.
Oh, I was talking to Allison. She was answering my very important question that I couldn't ask you because it wasn't appropriate for the stream.
Okay.
Plus, you wouldn't have humored me. You don't love me like she does. But you love me a lot. I know that. This is hard. I'm making for you. Don't look at me like that.
Oh boy.
5 cents! 5 cents! Wait. Is Ravlin saying I've already lost? Because if I lose, I get 5 cents. But if I win, I get $100.
Yeah, I know it did, Doggy Sandwich. That's the point. Okay, so
It was such a mean thing what it said.
all right,
It was
guys.
so mean, and I didn't appreciate it.
All right,
Hey, you gotta put money on your dude.
Oh
No,
my
I totally agree, Ravlin. I totally agree.
guys. You're both gonna play Viper, okay?
I have a yes, I like that dog. I have a question.
What?
This is like a crowdsourcing question. What's the maximum number of bits that you can make individually in a single donation? Is there like there's like a character limit, right?
I don't know what the character limit is, Katie. I cannot help you with that.
Maximum.
That's not what I want.
Possible
So do you have any
single
experience with Viper?
I'm afraid I
share.
don't. Although I've played against him a number of times and have died to his auto attacks, which are awful.
Possible.
But I mean, it seems simple enough.
I think he should be straightforward enough.
Yeah.
in terms of just like this.
Yeah, that's fine. I assume just spec into the passives.
Yeah, I mean, orb walk can be good, but at the same time, it's kind of silly to.
Got a gift.
Yeah.
What gift did I get? How do I open it? Guy, what's my gift?
You got to open it.
Okay, but did you hear where I asked you how do I open it?
Yeah, top right corner to the right of the power button. Click on that.
Tool. What is it?
It looks like you
There's
have
two
two
of them.
gifts.
Why do I have two of them?
Right click on it and hit open.
This one says I'm the winner! But we haven't even played yet.
That was from a long time ago, Katie. You never opened it.
But it says I'm the winner. It's foreshadowing!
No, it's not.
Shut up! I'm having fun. Why don't you want me to have any fun? What's in the box? It's a dog! What's in this box? He is the winner. There's another dog. I don't know what it does.
It's a set for your dog.
Except the dog.
Then go to all and then hit equip. All right.
All. And then equip item.
There you go.
Unbundle and equip item.
See, if that gives you any perspective on how new she is, Northend.
I'm in the same boat.
All right.
Honestly. I'm not in the boat yet because like I'm not playing Congo.
Doogie Sandwich is having fun.
Oh my god.
And it makes the coaching quite easy, right? You're essentially using like less than 101 to give me all of this knowledge.
Well, we're gonna go into this game now, okay? We're gonna be doing Viper, 1v1 mid. Both of you pick Viper. Starting items, you can do
Sammy.
whatever you want. I would
Sammy, I'm so
provide
glad you answered my
recommendations if you'd like.
question. So I want to get more specific. I want to know if I was to do just like Ravelin Bay and do just one at a time, what's the maximum number I could donate if they were all singles? You know what I'm saying?
All right, Katie, pick Viper.
Where is he?
He's grayed out. Yeah, just
Why
click
is
on
he
lock
grayed
on.
out? Oh. My dog has a hat. Let me see if I can remember what's good to buy on this guy.
If you want feedback, Northend, I can provide it to you
Sure, yeah.
on itemization or whatever. It's a 1v1, so you're typically going to want to have stats and regen.
Okay. I am purchasing these things now.
Because you're going to be trading last hits, denies, and right clicks on each other.
My dog's gonna win because he has a hat. That makes him better.
Oh, hold on. Your Viper glows? That's
Oh,
That's
oh,
not
Sammy. Sammy, so Ravelin Bay, he donated 1 bit 5 times. So how many 1 bit donations, how many times can you get the 1 bit up to? Would it be like 43 cents? Oh, we got more bits coming in!
Thanks, ATB.
This guy, look at this.
So, Northend.
Yes.
There is no bounty rune that spawns for this, okay?
Okay.
All you're going to do is you're going to stay here in the mid lane, and you're going to do a creep block, okay?
Okay.
So wandering out too far is not advised. You're going to want to be in this general region.
Where I am now?
No. Can you see my drawings? Oh, no, you can't. God damn it. Because I'm in...
I can see on the map. I can't see...
God damn it, because I'm in as a broadcaster and not as your coach.
Not coach.
Fuck. So buy that Aegis thing. So go backwards.
Lavinrack's
Oh, I see.
here.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, on that.
Lavinrack,
Perfect.
I need
God
you to
damn
coach
it. Why did
me
I do
through
this?
this.
I did this so I could be watching both of you perspective-wise. Ugh. Okay.
Okay.
So getting the mango, not
God.
ideal because you don't really need mana.
Mangoes are great. No, don't listen to him. Mango's the best item.
Okay, so you don't need a mango because you don't need mana, and the
You
1
don't
HP
need
regen
one.
per second is not going to be beneficial for you in a 1v1 mid. You would have been better off just getting a Wraith Band in the south, or a Wraith Band and a stack of tangos.
Excuse me. Yeah, so listen, what about this? What about
You also
this?
could have done something where you got like 2 branches, a circlet.
You don't need a mango, but maybe you want a mango.
I mean, I'm
Yo,
more of a
mangoes
Flava
were on
person.
sale at the store today, Sky. I almost bought one. I almost bought a mango. I should have, and then I could have made it a Dota meme.
So we're going to still keep the same general mechanics of last time, except you want to go for more last hits. Last hits is your focus. You're only doing the denies to try and get the deny, because now you have the influence of her doing auto attacks and then also looking to try and do the same sort of right-click mechanic, you know?
Sure.
Katie, you're breathing heavily into the microphone.
Sorry.
Okay, that's much better. So anytime you hit her,
Yep.
it's going to make the creeps want to run and hit you.
I see. How do I avoid that?
There's a couple different ways that you can either avoid that or use it to your advantage. So if you were to do the attack on her right now and then run away,
Sure.
you would be able to pull the creeps a little bit closer to your tower. Whereas if she were to try and do a right click on you and then run away, the creeps would chase her further into the river closer to her tower right now. So Viper has an ability to circumvent that by using your poison attack, your Q, your orb effect.
Right.
So if you manually cast that on Katie, it doesn't register as a right click, it registers as a spell cast, so the creeps won't switch their aggro to hitting you.
I see.
Now that's a mechanic that's specific to Viper, so don't read into that too much in terms of the aggro thing, because
Would that be the same for say if Silencer were to
yes,
do that? With his
yes.
blade?
But, oh no, yourself! She broke it immediately on you.
It breaks.
Yes, salve breaks if you take damage from the other person.
See.
Tango is active regeneration that you can use
Had
on a
a
tree.
dagger.
So you use the tangos by eating the trees, and then you're good to go there. Use the courier to have a set of tangos and boots brought out to you.
Well, yeah, I should get some boots. Or a boot.
Cool. So you want to stay underneath the tower, so you want to try to not have her run in and dive on you, because in a 1v1 mid, as in the game mode, it's first to 2 kills or first to take the other person's tower.
I see.
So while I had been really driving in this notion of not wanting to push the lane and stuff like that, in a 1v1 game mode, you kind of do, but don't look at it this way. You want to just look at the big picture mechanics here of if these creeps are underneath your tower, it's going to be harder for you to last hit, but it's still safer for you at the same time. So if you're able to get the last hits, then you're good. If you're not, then it doesn't matter, because all these last hits were just missed. And I'm circling, and you can't see the circlings. And she's looking to try and do the poison attacks on you, but that time the tower hit her, so the creep aggro switched for a second,
Now,
but
why
she
did
ran
that
away.
bullshit happen?
So, I mean, I could start spouting off literal numbers and shit behind all this, but it's just really in depth. The TLDR is that if you do a basic attack on an enemy hero and you are close enough to the creeps, when you do that, the creeps will aggro for 2.5 seconds, something like that, to you. But if you run away, then that aggro could break, and then they'll go back to trying to fight the lane creeps rather than targeting you.
Okay.
So you can use that to your advantage to try to manipulate the creep wave. And Viper has the unique trait of being able to do the poison attack, which doesn't look into the whole creep aggro pull.
Right.
But
Which maybe is
because your corrosive skin deals damage to Viper, it actually caused the creep aggro to switch over temporarily. I think it was because of the corrosive skin. Or it could have been because of the nether toxin passive that procced. Either way, the creep aggro was pulled.
Close, but not quite.
Get that last hit. Where are you running from it? No! Oh, thank God. I was panicking. Alright, so Katie's using her shrine because she can, because it's after 5 minutes.
This was a secret, Sky. You've revealed my fog of war. You're giving him a screen sheet advantage. How am I supposed to get $100 this way?
What? Where's this $100
$100
coming from? Sammy wanted me to tell you, Katie, that you can do 75 cheer 1s.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's perfect. So you could do 69 cheer 1s.
Technically speaking.
Excellent.
So now you have to worry about high ground, low ground advantage.
Yeah.
Do you know about that?
You miss 50% of your shots from low ground.
It's bullshit. They should remove it from the game, honestly. That sucks. Who wants to deal with that nonsense? I sure as hell don't.
Do. Mechanics. Where is the thing I am looking for? Where is this high ground? There it is. Wait, no, that isn't it. I was trying to find like the thing that has more details on high ground, low ground on the Wikipedia, but I am not finding it. Yeah, so you see how that mango really isn't doing much for you aside from the passive HP regeneration?
Yeah.
So one good thing about
Yeah, I don't really have much experience with the mid lane. I didn't realize how different the lanes were in the early game.
Yeah, the river
remarkable.
up ground, the high ground, low ground stuff, and the way that the vision changes for high ground, low ground is really interesting, especially when you're considering like ranged heroes and stuff like that. It's 25%. Yeah, I didn't think it was 50%. That sounded really high, but I didn't want to comment on it until I could find the actual page. Because I was pretty sure that it was 33% in Dota 1, but I never knew the actual percentage off the top of my head. I just knew that there was mischance. So she used her ultimate on you.
Gross.
Right?
Gross. Sky?
What?
Why would you say I am gross? That's not.
No, the ultimate is kind of like that. Okay, so why did you get a magic stick? I guess you may not know actually, like...
It was in the guide, I guess.
Okay. Well, apologies at that. Magic stick is good if there's heroes that are casting spells, which Viper does not do.
The poison attack doesn't count as a spell?
Nope.
Really?
I think it would.
Correct.
I thought every ability a hero has is a spell.
Not autocasts. Autocasts, yeah, it's like one of those weird sections. Autocasts don't count as spells. Okay. The ultimate will count, but that's not really valuable in a
not gonna happen.
Big picture.
Okay. Well, now I know.
I think it was 33% in the D1s. Thank you for your strong interneting abilities, Dogi Sandwich. We appreciate your assistance.
Can't target buildings. Fuck.
No, your ultimate cannot work on the buildings,
Not
Katie.
my ultimate.
Well, neither can your Q.
Well, that's what I just fucking learned.
At level 20, it works.
What?
There's a talent.
So far away from level 20, though.
You're probably... I would hope you don't get... I would hope this game does not go to you guys hitting level 20. Because it's 2 kills of the tower, and I wouldn't expect the kills to actually happen.
What? Excuse me, sorry? You don't think I can kill this guy?
I don't think that either of you are going to kill either of each other. I think one of you is going to kill the tower first.
We'll fucking see about that. me, Sky. You lied to me.
What?
You said he couldn't do it.
Just because neither of you should have been able to kill each other means that I can directly impact either of you for whether or not that happens in, like, a literal sense. I can influence or suggest things, but... Katie was like, challenge accepted. I'm gonna just man fight him. I got this. Now, how do you think you're doing on last hits?
Probably pretty trash.
Mr. Northend.
Probably pretty bad.
How do you think she's doing? Just like paying attention to what's going on wise.
I think better than me. Almost certainly.
Yeah,
Really?
you have like a guess by what scale you think she's doing better?
She's
Am I
got
really doing better?
half as many more as me, at least.
Really?
I think so.
Sure doesn't feel that way on my end.
Well, he's also gotten a lot of denies, so that's kept you oppressed in terms of experience. And that's how he has that minor advantage, which let him hit level 10 before you did, Katie. So even though Katie had more last hits, the amount of denies you had kept her suppressed experience-wise, so you had that minor advantage then.
Bullshit. I
see.
don't like.
Katie, why did you buy back?
So I can get back in the game fast.
Okay. That wastes a lot of gold, you know that?
I know that, but it's important for my strategy.
Okay. She's got a strategy. Have you figured out one for yourself?
Panic, but make it look good.
Heard that. Well, you're level 12, so you've got a level advantage. You could try to use that to your advantage before she is able to have a level 2 ultimate. So you just need to look for proper positioning where you think an engagement can happen. And
Yep.
you also have phase boots. She has brown boots, so you have a speed advantage
That
on
was the
top
goal.
of the Viper Strike having 60% move slow at level 2. So
Alright, whose
you have a
side are you
slow
really
advantage
on
as
here?
well. I'm on
side are you on?
both of your sides.
Uh-huh.
I'm on no side. I'm just calling it for what I see. Just saying what I see here. Uh-oh. He's using the high ground advantage. He's pursuing in. And she's away. Well, yeah, I've pointed out the weakness in front of you, so then you're also able to take advantage of that before he can, Katie,
Like what?
by getting boots that are faster or more durable.
What boots are fast?
I mean, it would realistically be you getting phase boots or treads. Either way, you would be more on par to fight through that part of the situation. However, she also has a dragon lance, so she's going to be able to hit you from further away right now as well.
Oh, that was that thing that I've seen people.
You just bought a second ring of Aquila.
Oh, oops. It was on the guide. I'm following the. I have no idea what Viper.
The guide
can
has
use. I'm following
2
the guide.
Aquillas.
No, but it said I didn't have one.
Uh,
That's weird.
okay, it's reasonable. At least this guy's using some logic.
Items has been the one thing in the game as well that's really just like there's so many items. I have no
There's
idea
so
what
many
half of them
items.
do.
I understand.
Like I just don't know.
So many. There's a lot of items, dude.
It gives you stats at least, so you got that going on for you. The aura doesn't stack, but the damage and all the stats do, so...
Oh, that's something.
Guy, is this your favorite item?
What?
Blades of Attack? I noticed it costs 420 gold. Is that your favorite?
I think she's trying to make a reference here.
Trying to make a funny.
Quad Wraith Bands, double Aquila is the new hotness.
See, I've overcome his speed with my enhanced range abilities.
As we have the auto attack battles commence between the two level 9 Dota players.
So what's this thing? Where is it on in the Dragonlance? What does it look like? Oh, I see.
So
That's very
click on
expensive.
her
Oh my god, that's so expensive.
thing. Well, it's built by 3 pieces over time, so your
doing
Aquila
it this entire
would have
time.
been, you know, your Aquila's a
Nice
little
seller.
over half of that worth. I mean, you can sell it for what, like 600-700 coin range. You can sell it for half, but that's not usually ideal.
Yeah.
You'd be better off. I'm gonna let you work through whatever you're doing here with Katie. You'd be better off disassembling it and then locking it.
Okay.
So right-click on one of the Aquilas and click
Yep.
disassemble,
Okay.
and then keep it like that.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know if that does anything better for you. I don't think it
Probably not.
literally matters. Is it better if it's together? Whatever. I don't know. Put it back. That was dumb.
I mean, can I give them to the courier to sell for me? Is that a thing?
Yeah, you could drop the ring of Basilius on the courier and have the courier bring it back to the base. Because ideally that would be what you want to do here. Uh-oh. We got the kill.
No! Had the low ground disadvantage. Wasn't able to plot a victory. Well, Sky, you're not getting $100 tonight.
I thought you were getting $100.
No, I was
Wait,
gonna
who was
donate
going to give $100? What?
But I lost, so you're gonna get 5 cents.
I mean, I think I get a free dinner. It's not too bad.
Yeah, she made me some food.
Yeah.
There, $5.
Well, thank you for being my opponent. That was actually really helpful to have there be another player there as that extra level of like terror of, oh my god, can I last hit anything?
But I had a cool hat, so that was nice.
You have a that's a really awesome shiny hat, and as a former TF2 player, like the hat means you are far and away the better player, if only for the hat.
I gave her the hat like right before the match.
It matters. Like it's shiny. There's crystals.
Well, she's played Viper enough times at this point that I think she deserves a hat for her Viper.
That's fair. Ravlin Bay,
Viper
who's
is a
watching,
good
actually
dog.
gave me a hat for Kunkka for much the same reason.
Viper.
Well, I
Very
mean,
pleased with it.
when Katie first got into Dota, she liked Phoenix. That was her favorite character. Maybe still is a favorite character. I don't know.
Laser Dog is the best dog.
So I got her the Immortal Head.
Vessel, but more than seaworthy.
It changes the laser color.
Ooh. That's very exciting.
Yeah.
Doggy. Doggy.
Is there anything I should be
I
looking
like
at?
the
in
pink laser dog skin. The one that's like $100.
No, I'm not getting that, Katie. But it
No,
is
but
nice.
I like it. But it's so nice. Beautiful, majestic dog.
Well, thank you, Ravlin.
Viper's a dog.
Yeah, she is.
He's what? Viper's a girl?
I don't know. Read the lore. Maybe maybe there's gender pronouns on the lore of Phoenix, Katie. You have to read into it.
I think laser dogs are girls. Maybe all of the dogs are girls. Nobody knows. And that's why there's no dogs in this
Well,
game.
Katie, there's this big biography on Laserdog you can learn about,
that's
and
why-
there may be no gender pronouns in this entire thing.
Maybe that's why there's so few dog characters, because they're all girls, and so there's no ability for them to breed.
Hmm.
They're all lonely. All lonely dogs. So sad. Yo, if Viper and Laser Dog had a baby, it would be so dope.
All right, Katie, thank you for your help. We're gonna go back to coaching.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Thank
Maybe
you.
someone else will play with me. Oh, goodbye.
Oh boy, thanks, Katie. Oh boy.
Yeah, I was gonna leave dramatically, but then I don't understand this Discord.
Oh boy. Okay. So there's definitely a lot that we can continue looking at here. Let's click in on the Learn tab and then the Items page.
Yes, please, please. Oh, I can't seem to leave this match.
What? Top
I
left-hand
guess-
corner. There's another. Wait, are you in the game still?
I don't know. Well, I'm in the Learn tab. That's good enough.
Okay, yeah. Well, then you did it. Magic. Okay, so then hit the items.
Yeah, this has always been very intimidating. And I've asked my team to sort of say, okay, well, I'm gonna build into a Lincoln's, or he's got a Yule, so I'm gonna build into this. I've asked them to sort of explain like what are all of these items, but there are just so many. And as you saw, like I'm relying on guides, but poorly because I bought 2 of the same item, which was brilliant on my part.
Yeah, I've done some stupid shit. I could look back at my first games in Dota 2 and see how terrible my decisions are in those games and the items that I got in them, and it's embarrassing to look at. So, guys, feel free to go take a look. It's a special treat. You'll be able to make fun of me when I didn't understand everything I was doing entirely. So, I can go as in-depth as you want. It's not in-depth. I mean, there's so much item interaction specifics here.
I mean, let's spend some time on it, if you don't mind. I mean, it's probably not as exciting as being in the game, but it would be extremely helpful.
That's fine. Happy to do it. So would you want to look into items that we would be considering on some of the heroes that you mentioned that you'd be interested in playing more?
Yeah, I think so. Because I've used some of the guides available. I tried to make my own based on what I thought worked well, but I mean, clearly whatever I came up with is probably so inferior as a build. Yeah, let's just go. Let's do it.
Just like a general run through, or what?
Yeah, is there any way to sort this list? By the
No,
way?
not on here.
No. Okay.
Not really. Not as far as I know.
Okay.
That's the thing that exists in those other games, isn't there? The only sorting functions that you can have that would be helpful is on this right-hand side over here.
Mm-hmm.
You can click the shops and see what items you can get at what shops. So the home shop only, the secret shop, and the side shop.
Yep.
So you can even see what big items you can build from just the side shop, because there's a couple of the higher
boots and
level
arcane
ones
boots as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's really
Almost phase, treads, and arcane you can all build from the side shop. And if you bring a windlace out with your starting items,
Yes.
you can build trank boots from the side shop.
Right, which I think is what the guide encouraged me to do on call, but I didn't realize that there was any meaning to which item was purchased first. So
And hey, this is the perspective right now. So yeah, starting out with a windlace means that you can buy your trank boots from the side shop.
cool. That is really meaningful. Huh. All right. So the basic guide for Kunkka. Well, so again, this is the thing. I've been attempting to play support Kunkka, which has me getting arcane boots, which I could build, I guess, from the side shop, and then into like a mechanism or a drum or something.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's just what the basic guide says. It gives me stats, some damage. Clearly, a lot of these items, the goal seems to be to just stack as much damage as possible so that Tidebringer is a bigger hit. But I guess as a support, maybe I'm going to be having that off most of the time so I don't accidentally push my lane.
Yeah, so you're looking at the perspective of playing a support on Kunkka especially very linearly right now. And one of the reasons that makes Kunkka playable as a support is his lack of a dependency on items. that just getting the experience and the levels makes him able to facilitate certain goals depending on the objectives of your team.
Okay.
And that is a little bit of a different play style than on just playing in a simplistic sense of a support kunkka, because usually you're going to be playing and moving and acting with a purpose with your team. Whereas if you're playing support kunkka now, give me a rundown of how you would work through that process. Just
Support kunkka,
think real abstractly, like give me a walkthrough of how the game would go for you, what you would do, just in like a general sense of the game.
So something like I would start off buying 2 wards in the courier. I would ward the 2 spots I pinged in that last game. Then wander down to the safe lane to help the carry down there to farm safely. Maybe pick up my boots while I'm there. Maybe roam a little bit if I'm taking too much XP from them. Make sure to get more wards when they come back up. Do the trick of X teleporting back in to get those wards, and then keep setting wards up either safely in our side of the map, or if it looks like my team wants to push, put them perhaps a bit more aggressively, and then try to be close to team fights so that I can support boat and torrent.
Okay, because the real impact of kunkka as a support especially is about rotating around the map and setting up kills for your team, typically around X marks the spot.
Yeah. Now, is that...
with little to no use of Tidebringer at all, if not level 11 or higher.
Okay.
That's support kunkka.
So this is my utter lack of knowledge of the game. That sounds more like what a jungler or roamer would do, isn't it? To kind of wander around the map and choose when to take fights and help the team out in that regard.
That's how support kunkka is played. You are a roamer.
Okay. And that's viable. I always felt like I was sort of abandoning teammates in lanes if I were wandering around, either dropping the wards or trying to help out with those initial control skills.
See, what you need to understand when you're playing support kunkka is the power behind X marks the spot is so incredible for how much you can displace a person. So back to the mechanics practice that we did at the beginning, where we were trying to have you do that idea about freezing the lane, you know, keeping that lane as close to the middle as possible. Imagine if for some reason the enemy support or the enemy carry or offlaner decides that they want to come up in that lane at that point, with you already having it pulled all the way for that back, but your supports are off in La La Land not paying attention, yet you're able to get an X marks the spot on them and then give your supports ample time to get there to help.
Right, and then set up.
And then bring him back into that sort of chaos. So it's really about setting up kills by using X marks the spot effectively with your torrent.
Yeah.
Landing the timing of that as well. So it's the second that they're getting pulled back, they're getting hit by the torrent. Imagine that every single one of them has an instant escape.
So make it as fine timing as possible.
Realistically. And you have the manual control to pull back the X if you need to.
Yeah.
It really comes down to when you're going to use the torrent.
Okay. So can I ask a question then? So if I'm roaming to set up those kind of kills, I presume I'm also roaming to place the wards still, right?
It's all happening within the same motion, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see how it kind of aligns together?
Mm-hmm.
So your kills and your gold is largely influenced by you helping other people have successful lanes, and then you being there the exact moments that they're successful. And if you're not able to accomplish that part, then you end up falling behind pretty quickly. Right. Katie, why are you inviting me?
Because I can.
Okay, well we're doing a teaching right now. So
Okay.
there are a lot of different high MMR references for styles of Kunkka play that have proven effective, statistically speaking, that I'm going to link you on Discord right now. And then I'm going to drop in the Twitch chat. And one of the great things about Dota is that you can acquire almost any of these replays. And you can look at them and analyze them and be able to kind of extrapolate ideas and reasons behind their movements and actions in order to imitate some of those things until it becomes intuitive for yourself. So anytime I look to approach a hero that I want to play or a playstyle that I've never experienced before, I'm going to find whoever's the best at it. I'm going to look at a game of theirs.
The whole thing.
Depends on what phase of the game I want to practice or try to influence on myself. But usually it would be the whole game.
Okay. And then you focus just on, you just follow them around.
Yeah. Put it in player perspective, put it on them, and I just try to think through the motions of why they're doing everything they're doing. More so than logging what they're doing and the times, but the reasons that could be happening behind that. That's especially what we're looking at getting into, okay? So as you're skimming through that Kunkka Guides section that I linked you, you're seeing a lot of different ways that people are building Kunkka item-wise. If you see people playing as a support, it's all basically the same though. You see that? Like their skill builds. All the supports, skill build-wise, basically the same.
Yeah, actually it is. Yeah, you're right. It's all Torrent X.
In almost the exact same order of Torrent, XX, Torrent, X, Boat, X.
And more Torrent.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know, they don't get a Tidebringer until they are needing to. And itemization-wise, you're seeing Guardian Greaves, which are consistent to support characters in general. You're seeing Force Staffs, which help Kunkka with his own positioning manipulation or enemy positioning manipulation. Also helps with the catch. Items like Glimmer Cape are going to be effective on supports just in any general sense of it. So they can put it on themselves or allies, or there may be specific heroes that they're going up against that the Glimmer Cape gives extra value against, like Necrophos or something like that, where allies are taking burst magic damage.
Yeah.
Like single target type nonsense. So you're seeing some consistencies here, which are typically going to be healing items, aura healing items, Urn in a few instances, lots of Glimmer Capes. And comparing that back to what your experiences have been as a support Kunkka, this must be pretty different to what you may have expected.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Oh my fucking...
Now, I'm not going to necessarily suggest that we boot up a game, a Kunkka replay, and look at it this second. But we could if you wanted to. We could also look to have you play a full game of you playing with a hero of your choice, and I assist you with your decision making, itemization, and any questions that you may have for the duration of the game.
Yeah, we could do that. Got enough energy left in me.
Word. That'd be what I would recommend.
Okay.
And away we go. So any other item questions that you may want to talk about before we kind of get into the mix? Now, I would not typically recommend playing support Kunkka at your current skill
I was
level
thinking-
with
I
the
was
players that
thinking-
you're going to have in your game, you're not going to be able to get the sort of impact that
Coordination.
you would
Yeah, I was
like.
thinking maybe
Yeah.
maybe just bring Crystal Maiden, something very basic.
Crystal Maiden, Keeper of the Light, Silencer, any of those guys would be fine to play if you'd like to.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do Crystal.
Just kind of
If-
play
if
it.
nothing else, my existence alone will provide that.
about to toss the fresh semen overboard. Why not Lich? Well, we're sticking within his comforts. If he wants to do Lich, he can do Lich. It's his decision for what hero he wants to choose in this match. I can suggest, but ultimately comes down to him. Everything I'm going to be saying across the match is a suggestion. Some of them are going to be stronger suggestions than others. You have to make your own independent decisions.
I likely will be following yours pretty closely. But we'll see.
What if all I ask into are things for you to make the decisions yourself? Bum bum bum.
Now there's a tall order.
Doo-doo. Any item questions or anything you'd
Yeah,
like to discuss
thank you.
going into this?
So I'm looking at the basic Crystal Maiden guide, and I'm seeing that in mid-game, after I get my Tranquil Boots and a Magic Wand, it wants me to get a Blink Dagger, which seems obviously useful, but very expensive. It seems like I'd be more of a target wandering around with that much and spend it. If that makes sense.
Why does it matter if you have gold stacked up?
I mean, I'm worried that I'm not going to be good enough so that I'll just die repeatedly and then never be able to afford the item. But I guess Blink on Crystal Maiden.
Well, depending on the situation that you're going up into would be whether you're going to be doing like a Force Staff or a Blink Dagger.
That's actually a good point, yeah.
So let's not rule that out. You're probably going to have Trank Boots for your regeneration.
Yeah.
I'd say about 90% chance you're going to have Trank Boots. Glimmer Cape is another pretty high pickup item.
Sure.
As is Yule's.
Yes.
So I'd say don't be worried about it. But you might want to ban something that would haunt you, like a Ricky.
5 seconds remaining.
Don't pick Ricky accidentally, because Katie's done that before with techies.
Don't pick techies by accident,
Yeah.
even though it works out.
Yeah, it did work out in the end, which was hilarious,
Sometimes
but
it goes
awesome.
Okay, but you probably still shouldn't pick
Yeah, probably still shouldn't pick techies, Katie.
techies is great. Play techies.
Oh, God.
Is it safe to lock in first as Crystal Maiden?
Yeah, nothing's really gonna... doesn't matter. It's Crystal Maiden. If anything, then that'll give more reason for people on your team to play around the fact that they're going to have extra mana regen the whole game.
Yes.
See, that could have influenced the Ogre pick, because, like, playing Ogre with a Crystal Maiden on your team is pretty sweet, because that means you could just, like, have plenty of mana all the time.
And I assume I want to be
10
safe lane.
seconds.
Oh, no fan of that.
5 seconds remaining.
Doggy Sandwich. Midas is a possibility, but I don't usually endorse it in games where I'm actually trying to win when I play supports. If your team is in a position to be able to keep them back long enough consistently, then I would definitely do it. Now, Urn is a good item if he's in the team fights and setting up the kills for it.
Oh my gosh. Ugh.
So what do you have as your starting items?
I've got 2 Observer, Tango, 2 Clarities, 2 Sticks.
As in branches.
Yes, sorry. Iron branches.
Let's be like, whoa, you got 2 magic sticks? How'd that happen?
And then it looks like my first purchase needs to be a windlace so that I can then get those tranquil.
Yeah, getting a windlace to you early on would be helpful. Right, Doggy Sandwich? Enemy team losing gold.
This is pitiful, guys. We can do better. Like, what's the problem? Tell me and I'll shoot at it.
Wow, what a draft from the enemy team.
Oh.
It's just like 4 cores. I mean, Pudge can kind of support, Earthshaker can kind of support. They're not gonna support, but they can kind of do it in theory.
So what should I be thinking about based on that, if anything?
Well,
or at this skill rank, is it just meaning?
I mean, you could be considering if you want to play a little bit more of a greedy playstyle, but on the flip side, if you're able to be really aggressive, you can punish them for picking such a terrible team.
Nice grenade in.
All right, I'm assuming I'm speccing Frostbite first to set up kills with my lane buddy.
Prepare for
You always want to wait and see what you're dealing with, but you're going to get Frostbite level 1.
Okay. And now to set up those wards. I always forget where they go.
You don't need to put them in the same spot as you always do.
Okay.
You have to have reason and purpose behind those ward placements.
All right, so I want to watch this river area next to the rune.
Down here? Why?
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either.
Okay, well, I'm just going to put a ward somewhere. And we'll go from there.
Okay, well, let's think about... Oh, no. I was going to say, let's think about where we're going to put it and the why behind it.
30 seconds
Oh,
to
I've got
You know,
one more. We can
apply
think about that
reason
on
to
top
the
side.
apply reason to the logic.
I mean, and this is my problem. Like, I have no idea where a useful place to put a ward is.
Well, that's
no one on
that's
the
what
team
we're
ever
going
tells
through
me.
right now. We're discussing the reason. Okay.
So I want to be able to see if the enemy is coming into our side of the map from an area that doesn't usually have vision, right?
So yes, as a Crystal Maiden, that would be something you'd want to be concerned about. So you can put vision in a couple.
here?
No.
On this
No.
eye?
No. Do not.
Okay.
Your concern is going to be if someone comes up in here, up that way, or if they go up over through the river, up those stairs,
Okay.
or if they just straight walk up in the lane.
Right.
This will come in handy.
So while you can do the ward that you just placed here, it's also very helpful to place the ward directly in the lane as a Crystal Maiden in the front of the lane.
Okay, I've had players tell me that that was a bad ward before.
Well, players need to understand the purpose behind the ward. So if you had placed out an early ward down here in the lane, then you would have known before they got to the lane that you were going to be going up against an Earthshaker and a Phantom Assassin in the lane.
Right.
So right now, they're just pushing, the enemy is just pushing the lane. So while they're just doing
let them
all
do
these...
it, right?
No! Hit them!
Oh.
They are spending their time doing auto attacks on the creeps. So every time they're doing an auto attack on the creep is an auto attack they're not doing on you. So you might as well hit them for free, right? It doesn't cost you anything to hit them. You're not going for the creeps anyway. So a fun thing that Crystal Maiden can do, assuming that your Juggernaut isn't going to die, is you could go herp derp off into the jungle and you could just go kill a big creep and get your level 2.
Right.
So it's underneath the tower right now. You don't need to help him. Leave the lane.
Okay.
He should be fine. We're going to go to a large camp. So you can go to this one over here. Or you can go to the one over here. You want a large camp. There's only 2 large camps. So this is a large camp. You're going to
go
do an
for the
auto attack on it. Auto attack on it and run away. Run away. Run away. And now do the frostbite on the big one. Good. Do a couple right clicks on him. And then go back to your lane. Go! Did you just see what was happening? No, that way. Oh my god, one more right click. Oh my god, one more! Freaking bananas. Okay. Well, you don't have any mana. Good job.
So that wasn't too bad, I guess.
No, that was fine. Use your clarity. Use a tango on a tree and grab your brown boots over here from the side shop. Yeah, I don't know why that PA did a blink strike on the Juggernaut as he was dying. But cool. And your sniper's coming top with his invisible, and he's hiding in the trees as if he wouldn't be invisible in the lane. No, you don't want to be where you are. Go in the lane more. Be with your guys. Look, all these creeps are here, and he's diving in on the creeps. That makes no sense. Kill him. Use your Crystal Nova to close space. Good. Nice. You got another kill on him.
Should I be getting my Arcane Aura at this point?
Yes. 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 Yes.
And then upgrade the Courier and then go for Windlace?
Yeah. Sounds like a good plan. Okay, so what's your strategy now? You've got 200 mana.
Yeah, let's
The
see.
lane-
I could probably go kill another thing in the jungle.
Yep, so let's look for the biggest creep we can find. These aren't going to be very big, so while realistically speaking, you'd want to stack the camp and then clear out the next big one that would be there, we're not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to find another big creep. Nope, this one, over here. Over here. Follow the yellow brick road. This big guy.
A couple attacks.
Hit him once and then run away. And run back so that they pull out and get in the leash. So in the leash, they start to run back into the camp, like right there. That's where you want to do the Frostbite. So you don't need to do as many as the Tormentor, because the Tormentor has an HP regen per second aura.
Yep.
These guys don't.
Oh, looks like my guy needs some help. Maybe.
Yeah, you can probably go back into the lane and fuck shit up. You don't have enough mana to do your Q and your W, though, so you have to look sparingly into it. Or you'd have to wait about 4 seconds. And now you have everything?
But I don't think it's a good time to go in, right?
Correct. Because Juggernaut wouldn't be able to come in on that realistically. But you've got a bounty rune here in the jungle that you can go get.
Oh, excellent.
Actually,
Oh,
you've got a
what
Phantom Assassin over here, because we missed the timing on it a little bit.
Could I, like, just...
If Juggernaut comes with you, you can kill her. You can do a Frostbite on her. Good follow-up. Move forward between every single right-click, because assume she's going to want to run away, right?
Yep.
So you can try and get your attack out, and then it takes
Right,
time
and
for you to be able to do another swing,
Yep.
so you can move
I'm
forward during
considering
that
buying
time.
2 more, well, not maybe not 2 more, but more wards at this point. Because, like, the Windlace will be coming out soon.
Yeah, you can bring a ward with your Windlace. Use a Clarity as well. And it's 5 minutes. Let's get a jungle camp. Let's kill a jungle camp somewhere. Let's...
Oh, someone else bought the... well,
That's
someone
fine.
else bought
Whatever.
the- get a jungle camp.
Yeah, we want to kill a jungle camp. Or we want to pull some creeps. I don't know if you've ever done pulling. Yeah, it doesn't matter at this point. You just got to kill something. You're wasting time of your skill being not used. So use the Frostbite on the big guy. And just... Yeah, there we go. We're talking about efficiency here.
Okay.
Boom. Look at that. Now we can go to the lane and maybe
Should I be
poke
walking back
Phantom
to
Assassin?
get that Windlace? Because
No, you want that courier to come to you. Phantom Assassin, you can definitely kill her. Man, this Phantom Assassin is a potato. But it's not your problem. From the side shop over here, we're going to want to get our magic stick. And we will upgrade that to a magic wand at some point. The reason why magic stick is good this game is because Phantom Assassin is spamming her daggers in the lane.
Right.
Pudge is only going to be activating it with Hook. Ursa has a few abilities that would proc it. So would Earthshaker and Invoker, but...
Okay. Back to the lane? Or back to the jungle? Do this again?
Yeah, you can do that with the big creep, and then you can also grab the bounty rune. So Frostbite it, run over, grab the bounty, and then you can run back in time to get it. See, we're looking about efficiencies.
This'll
Yep.
come in handy.
Yeah, this is much more than I usually do.
Get the creep,
These games,
and
this
you're
is
moving and hitting. Moving
Oh,
and
Pudge is
hitting.
gone.
Yeah, it doesn't...
Yeah,
fuck that. We got to get this creep.
Okay.
He's definitely, like, on his shit for you. Serpentine! Serpentine. So anytime... fuck. No!
Serpentine? What's Serpentine?
So Serpentine, in a literal sense, means zigzag.
Oh, okay. So juke him.
Yeah. Almost every pudge you're going to deal with is going to throw a pretty linear hook. So just doing like a sudden right turn movement or just a sudden stop is enough to deal with these hooks most of the time, because there isn't going to be a lot of thought behind it. Yeah, you can TP back to the lane. That's fine. It's not like the best use of the gold, but it doesn't really matter right now, because we're going to look to try and pressure out this Phantom Assassin. With the full creep wave here, like, that's the time to do it. Like, right now, you know, she's behind there and all that blah, 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 so not as ideal. Yeah, break his ankles. Juke. Yeah, juking totally works that close to Pudge. Okay, so what's our goal? What's our objective? 8 minutes is about to happen. What happens at 8 minutes? Oh, yeah, hit her.
What's the...
Other way around.
Oh, she has a teleport.
Yeah, so 8 minutes. What's happening? What happens at 8 minutes?
I have no idea.
Bounty rune. Go get it.
So every 4 minutes?
Every 2 minutes.
Oh, exciting.
Oh, you can finish that guy. We didn't finish him last time. Remember we ran from that Pudge and then died? And I was telling you to fuck running and to just get the creep. And then Pudge came in and then... Yeah. We can reminisce on that later.
Yeah.
This Phantom Assassin does not have a very smart build.
Alright, so I've got about 400 gold.
Yeah, grab your Trank Boots from the side shop.
Because the Ring of Regen is sold here. Excellent.
Bingo. Remember, you get that Swift Place, you're good to go. Put that branch back in your inventory. You're going to upgrade that into a wand. So let's put that on our quick buy. Do you know how to do that?
No.
Hold down left shift and left click on the item.
In the shop?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Hold down.
got it.
Yep. Boom. And then there is a hotkey that exists that is auto buy your next buy or your quick buy. Your quick buy is going to be the item on the right, which is the TP scroll. You can actually change that item to being not a TP scroll, but you want it to be a TP scroll.
Oh, no. Oh.
Oh my god. The Ursa disconnected and abandoned on the enemy team.
This happens a lot at this level. I have had many
people
games
disconnected and
people just
abandoned.
leave.
Well, that's fine. We got time to practice the early game again, I guess. That's
I guess
kind
it's useful as a learning experience.
Yeah, whatever. Early game is not something that you typically get to... Oh, God, and these people are staying? Okay. If this Invoker just decides to stay, because he's like, ooh, I get gold of 4 people leaving, then we should probably leave too, because that's kind of what it's looking like right now. Yeah, he's just got his Midas, and he just procced that Midas. Creep. This guy is getting ready for a long game of Invoker. He wants to have a 40-minute game playing by himself.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I've had trouble practicing the game, is that oftentimes I will get people who leave, and then like I don't really know what to do at that point.
Yeah, fuck this shit. Let's leave. Disconnect. It's safe to leave.
Okay.
You're not going to get anything out of that game. Like, there'll be no learning experience that we can get aside from you farming efficiently.
Leave game. There we go. That still felt much cleaner, though. I sort of had an idea of what I should be doing, right? So if my lane seems like it's pretty safe, I can go to the jungle, get some levels and experience.
Yeah, and it doesn't even need to be long. It could be 20 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Then because I'm out of lane, maybe the enemy kind of pushes forward a bit. I can come back.
And then you can come in and... Yep. They
And
think
it's
it's safe. And
Yeah.
the scariest support is a support you don't know where they are.
Yeah.
If you see a support in the lane, then you're fine, because you know where they are. But if you don't know where that support is, that's when you need to be worried.
Going, dogs.
Right.
Look at the dogs go. I love these dogs. They're perfect.
Katie is getting hyped up on some dogs. Katie, you're not going to share those dogs in chat?
Oh, everyone deserves to see dogs like this.
Wow, it's two corgis pulling another corgi in the snow. That is fabulous.
Look how good those dogs are. Very good dogs.
I wonder if they trade off getting rides from each other.
So you said I should try to ban Ricky?
Yeah, ban Ricky.
10 seconds.
Fuck that guy.
I usually just try to ban Invoker because
5 seconds remaining.
he's powerful.
How many candies have you eaten?
I don't know.
This is going to be enough.
No, I haven't seen the new Blade Runner movie.
Is it out?
I don't know. Someone just asked if I've seen it. Katie's doing handstands.
Oh my gosh.
Came out a few days ago. Yeah, I have not seen that. Okay, so look at
I saw
the
the ad
heroes
on
that
the
you're going to
Twitch.
be dealing with in this game. You want to be preemptively thinking about situations that may arise. If you're not familiar with these heroes, then you could familiarize that yourself with them right now.
Okay, so Chaos Knight has the sort of teleport thing, which is obnoxious. And
So he has a stun, projectile stun. He has the teleport thing where he comes up and slaps you in the face, except it takes a random spot along that line between him and you, and puts you both there. So it could be really close to him, could be really close to where you are, could be somewhere in the middle.
Okay, and then Bristleback. Let's see, covers target in snot. How pleasant.
10 seconds.
Movement speed. Sort of...
The big thing you want to know about Bristleback preemptively is that you want to magic stick ASAP against him.
And then Axe, I know, he just insta-kills usually.
Not entirely accurate. He'll probably be AFK in the jungle, would be my guess.
Okay. Sniper, long range, combatant, very long range.
Yeah. He also has a mini stun proc potential when he hits you.
Okay.
And he has an AoE magic damage spell that he can do that also slows your movement speed. Oh, look, they've got 5 cores. Who would have guessed that one, guys? It doesn't stun anymore, Poonie? I thought it was like a mini stun. What is it, like a disrupt? What's the word choice they're using?
It just says there's a chance for extra damage and briefly to stop movement, so I guess it's a temporary route.
Yeah, it's a mini stun. Briefly stop movements of his enemies. What is it? A disrupt? What's the word choice that it's been given?
It's surely. I don't think it says anything. It just says
100% movement speed slow is what it is. Oh my god, that is what it is. Okay, it used to be a mini stun.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about this ward on the bottom because last time apparently was not so good.
Yeah, that was potato.
So you want it just kind of near the secret?
Yeah,
shop?
I know it was a long time ago, but I'm muting him. Muted.
So you think near the secret shop to guard this staircase that's down here?
Who are you guarding it against? What are you guarding it against?
People coming up trying now, but they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, exactly. You're not guarding against anything. There's no point
Well,
putting the ward
do
there.
I just not put a ward down here? Do I put it in their side?
So in games where you're playing with people, and I mean, not to say that the people that you're playing with aren't actually people, but they kind of aren't. They're more like babies.
So can I just put one on their side over here? On their
You want to put it in a place where it's going to fulfill some sort of purpose.
Okay, well,
You're going to get information out of
Yeah.
knowing
Okay, there we go.
that ward placement.
Yeah.
So you
I think
placing
I
that ward, you now know that Juggernaut's there, and you know Bristleback's there, and Axe.
Yeah. Okay, so that was more useful.
But you're also able to get another extrapolation of information out of it, which is the items that they have.
Right.
So you know that Juggernaut has boots first. You know that Bristleback has, like, other shit. You know that Axe
Shield, mango.
has, like, an axe and stuff, too. But this also tells you that Bristleback is not in the off lane.
We embark for battle.
This tells you that Chaos Knight is probably going to be in the off lane,
Right.
which is terrible for them. Makes no sense whatsoever. So what I want you to do is ignore this lane right now.
Oh, my lane?
Yeah. 30-second spawn is when where creeps spawn, like that second. So don't be in the spawn box. I want you to be like waiting right over here on these stairs. Yeah, that's right. Over
I see,
here.
I see. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And I want you to do the thing here to this right now, because Sven's fine. So hit it, run away up to the stairs, frostbite it, and then keep hitting it until it dies. Keep hitting it. Remember, this one is HP regen, so you have to hit it like more times. Boom, perfect. Look at that. Free gold like that. And now Juggernaut's in the lane, and Kratos Knight's in the lane. So there was no harm foul of you being gone for that amount of time.
Okay.
Now, Juggernaut doesn't have a stout shield on him. Chaos Knight does. So that means that it's going to be better for you to try and do poke damage of right clicks on the Juggernaut.
Right.
You could also use your Frostbite in the lane on one of these range creeps if you wanted to just like take one of these last hits real quick and like fuck the Sven. I'm not going to like openly condone that, but I do it sometimes because whatever. I'm going to be real about it. This guy's going to miss a lot of last hits, okay? He got that one, though. You could also, if you feel he is safe in the lane, wander into the jungle and try to find another big creep that you can frostbite. There isn't going to be anything of worth in this camp. You could stack it, though, which means that you hit it right before the respawn time and run away so that it, you know, leashes, it pulls the creeps out of the camp.
Over here, right?
Yeah, no, grab the bounty run, grab the bounty run. Remember, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, all those intervals. Grab that big guy, the tomato
right
guy. Yeah, Hellbear Smasher. You know, a big friendly tomato guy. Get that frostbite off, cool. And you're gonna have to do a right click or two just to speed along that death process for him. And let's go back over to the lane.
Yeah, get my boots.
From the side shop, and then also see if we can get some poke damage out on that Juggernaut. Try to build some space out so that that Sven's able to farm a little bit better.
Yep. I mean, it looks like I might be able to just get him. Ah, no, maybe not. Not anymore. We'll see. Oh yeah, maybe.
So that's expected. That's good, though. That's good. Because you force him out of the lane, this is time that Sven's going to be able to farm for free. Or if he comes back in lane, you'll kill him. Use the clarity on yourself. Perfect. Yeah, look, he's back in the lane. He's back in the lane.
Flying courier.
Good. He's back in the lane, though. That means you got to punish him. The sooner the better, but you can't just run straight on. Or head on. Apply directly to the forehead.
Head on. Apply directly to the forehead.
Yes, don't do that. You got to come from the side, because if you just run at him
you're right,
blindly,
you're right.
it's not going to do anything. But like, look at this Juggernaut. He's tanking the creeps and stuff like that in the lane.
Kill him.
So likelihood or you be able to kill him is very high. Like, you use a Q right into a W, but you need to have 240 mana.
Fuck him up. Believe in you.
Nope, it's too far away.
Yeah, fuck
Now
him
it
up.
is.
Did he win?
So let's try and do some jungle shenanigans again. Oh my god, this Juggernaut. This is like nonsense. Okay, so we're going to wait right here. Now hit the creep. Hit the creep and run. Hit the creep and run. 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 Did we do it? I think we got it.
Yeah.
I think we got the stack. Perfect. Okay, so ignore that. Go grab that bounty rune. Go grab the bounty rune. Then come back and kill that big troll guy. The one that summons the tiny skeletons. You know which one I'm talking about? Cool.
Yep. Got the stick.
And let's do that same sort of leash bowl, that leash mechanic, okay? So hit it.
At some point as well.
Yeah, you can get a word for your lane. Help out that Sven. And also, Sven will be able to come and clean this out at any point in time. If you told him, and big picture supports, so like if you were playing with your team, with like Ravlin and stuff, you might be wandering off into the jungle and stacking it and then just leaving it like that.
Right.
Because a Sven can clear those very efficiently, and he's building with more points in cleave, so like that's inclined for pushing the wave and clearing stacks and stuff like that. So in a game where you're actively communicating with your team, and you're pooling your farm essentially into other characters, you could have higher impact in a shorter amount of time, which is why you see professional players have, or in professional teams especially, they'll have these cores that have like no money really late into the game, and then their carries have so much farm. So right now, let's think into our next objective. What are we going to look to do within the next 10, 15, 20 seconds? Because right now, we're not doing anything in the lane aside from standing around, maybe looking to get a grab on this Juggernaut.
Back to the camp, then.
So we could try and do a pull, which is where you actually attack the creeps, then run into your lane to try to make the creeps line up with them, and then your lane creeps will run in and attack the jungle camps.
Right.
So Sen threw out a stun. He didn't use his spin, though, so he still has his spin. Which means that if you frostbite him, he can spin out of it.
Right.
But if Sven stuns, then he's stunned.
Yep.
Root mechanics, guys. 6 minutes, 30 seconds. What can we do? We got to get some farm. We can't really do anything in the lane. The lane's staying pushed. Sven's pinging like he wants to go on it. Yo, 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 he's going, he's going. Oh, just right-click him. You can't hit him with magic when he's spinning. But we got him.
Let's see, that's for Sven. So
Stack it, stack it, stack it, stack it. Now, hit it. Run away! I think you got it.
Okay, that should be fine. Bounty room. I will go get my boots, I guess.
Don't run back to the base. That is wasting time that you're not farming. Farm something in the jungle. Grab a camp, kill it. Yep, kill that big wolf. Kill the other ones too, though. You can't leave the foster children there. You gotta kill the whole family.
Hang on now. I didn't sign up for that.
It's too late. You're committing genocide to these poor dogs.
My Sven...
Use your clarity on yourself.
Sven's guy.
Yeah.
There we go.
Use your clarity on yourself.
That doesn't cancel, unlike the heal?
Creeps can't cancel it.
Oh, okay.
Jungle creeps can't cancel it. Good. We finished it off before the respawn time. Let's grab this bounty rune. 8-minute. Then let's see if there is an opportunity for us in the lane. Let's get that windlace out to you off that courier. Maybe a couple more observers. 2 obs in the windlace. Can you do that? Or
there are
obs?
no wards in stock, but the windlace can.
Let's get that windlace out to you then. And let's get a TP
Trying,
scroll
but
from the
courier
side
can
shop.
take each time.
Oh, well, there's no windlace on that courier. And you're... Oh, no,
What?
no, there is. No, there is. There is.
Should be.
For some reason, it was having me pull up something else, I think? I don't know. It's showing me Chaos Knight on my screen with a Quelling Blade. Which doesn't make any sense.
There we go. Windlace coming in very shortly. Got it.
fortified structures.
Okay, Juggernaut is level 6. Go, 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 go! He went in on him! No, that doesn't do anything. He's magic immune when he's spinning. So he already used his spin, and the Chaos Knight's here as well. You want to hang out near this Sven, but not in front of him. You want to be behind him. So, like, you know, if you're, like, here, you want the Sven to be, like, here.
Okay.
You know? So, like, clearly he's the target, but you're able to get stuff off.
Probably want to drop the ward kind of over here.
Nope, in the lane. Put it right here in the lane.
In the lane. Okay.
By the banner.
Sorry, you know, I tried that a few games and like I was flamed.
Yeah, fuck
for
that
it.
guy. That's fine.
Okay. Oh, he's going after the camp that I stacked. I feel important.
Look at that.
Magic stick. You said I should get a magic stick.
Yep, get that stick from the side shop. Okay, this is a good opportunity. Go in, go in, go in, go in, go in. Use your Nova. Don't use it now. But as soon as the Blade Fury is up, you could. So he doesn't have mana for his ultimate now, and he doesn't have spin because he just used it. So right now, if he is lingering around these creeps, that is a kill opportunity for you. You could use Frostbite on the range creep to just kill that real quick for yourself. Apparently your Sven needs a pause.
Can I... Okay.
You are a true friend.
What the...
And we're underway.
Yeah, exactly, Doggy Sandwich. That is a great...
Should I be getting my
Phrasing.
ultimate, or do I not care?
Yeah, if your positioning is good, you can get a big channel of it off, because they've got Chaos Knight Bolt, they've got Axe Call, and Sniper Ult to break it. So they don't have a lot of ways that they can deal with it, really. So the Sven said he needed a pause, hit the pause button, and left, probably.
What's the pause? What's the pause?
F9 is the default key.
Should I do that?
If he's actually AFK, probably. Which is what it... Oh, no, it looks like he's back. Maybe. I don't know. Sort of.
Is he not?
No, he's just being dumb. But be careful poking him because he can ult you.
Yeah.
Nope, here it comes.
Wait, why is my Sven just leaving?
Because he had to AFK.
Your middle tower has been denied.
I don't know what he's doing now. Okay, so do you know why you died there?
He used Omni Slash.
No. That's not why you died. That's how you died.
Because I tried to go in when I didn't have support.
Something bad.
That's part of it, but not the entirety. You got caught out of position. You were just in a bad spot. You were standing too close to combat without any way to actually get out of the situation. And having been in the lane, and assuming that you've clicked on the Juggernaut at least once, you can see that he has phase boots, which
Yes.
give him considerable movement speed. So you need to weigh that in with your own mobility, because if you do a right click with Tranquility Boots active, it's broken, and then your movement speed is reduced. So if you are not having active Trank Boots, because you right click him, you're not going to be able to run away. If you cast a spell, it won't break your Trank Boots.
Oh, didn't know that. So I have 2 wards, so...
You could put one with the consideration of them coming up in through the river into your jungle.
Okay.
So you could put one where you... okay, so the difference for where you placed it... Alright, yeah, there's something going on top. You should go down and cut him off.
Yeah.
Use your Nova for vision. Good. You can go in on that Chaos Knight too, as long as Sven starts it. You can't let him jump on you. But you should be nearby, because you could do a Crystal Nova on him.
You're heading for dead water.
Use your magic wand. Okay, you're good.
Cool it.
Your Nova disconnected.
Yep. Again, this is what happens in these games, which is why I haven't had a tremendous amount of success practicing.
No, I understand that. It's definitely an unfortunate and annoying part of it. So I don't entirely agree with the decision on going so high in your Arcane Aura, because then you're just a walking aura for your team. and your damage output doesn't scale at all.
Tower is under attack.
And if you think about it, oh, go in on it, get that frostbite. Okay, you're good. Just keep hitting them like that. His spin's gonna be over, so you can maybe follow up then. No, Sven went there. Go, go, go! They went in for it. Cool.
I guess take the tower now.
Yeah, you could
Or not.
if they do it
yes.
with you.
No, team.
It's
what are we
not
doing?
happening.
What are we doing? Okay.
Alright.
I have a bunch of gold.
So
What
this
should I
ward,
buy?
we got to go back to this ward that you placed on that low ground that I want to talk about.
Yes.
So if you put it right here, just like an inch up there,
More vision.
the amount of vision that you get is insanely
greater.
different.
Yep. Okay, so let's say I want to put a ward down on the other side. I will put it maybe... Can
You
you,
could-
see my pings?
Yeah, I can see your pings if you ping.
Okay, like here?
Nah, it doesn't need to be that deep.
Okay. Oop, never mind. Sniper's here.
Like, it doesn't need to be that deep in your own stuff. Because, like, you have this one ward out here already on the river. So that would show someone coming out of their jungle up through the river up into yours.
Okay.
What you need to be considering for your team is a ward that is probably more attuned for the bottom area, for pressing the bottom lane out and taking the bottom tower vision in their jungle.
So their side then.
Exactly.
Maybe,
so
maybe just replace the one over here since it's going to time out.
no, it times out in 2 minutes.
Okay, so like over here?
You would want to put it like up, either up here in this sort of region, or in the lane, or behind the tower. Behind the tier 1 tower in the bottom is incredibly powerful. But you have to think of what that ward achieves by being there.
Yeah.
So this ward over here that you placed, the perspective it gives you is going to be a lot different than if you put it behind the tower.
Right.
Think of the information that you get. Especially because you have 2 teammates that were here with you, and I don't know why you're leaving the lane.
Oh, I'm going to go buy... I mean, I have so much gold, I need to buy
Yeah, but
some.
why do you need to lane? Why do you need to leave the lane? Why do you need to leave going anywhere? There's a courier
right, so,
that you painfully you raised that courier, okay?
Radiant fortified their
You remember
It
the
needs-
moments
it
when...
needs to learn to be on its own.
Exactly. You brought him into this world.
trying to break your middle tower.
You gave him the ability to fly. Put him to work.
So
Have him
that
bring
means-
your staff of wizardry.
Should I be getting this illusion rune? Because no one else is taking it.
Yeah, you can take it. You can destroy
kind
it. You can
Send my...
use them to
illusion
scout. Send them off into their jungle. Off into their jungle. Yeah, you
go.
gave birth to the courier and gave it wings.
This'll come in handy.
Alright, what else do I need for the staff thing? More money. Alright, I guess I'll go jungle and head over to the top lane in case they need my assistance.
Do they need your assistance, though?
I mean, I guess probably not.
Well, why would they or would they not? What's going on with them? Look at your ward. Look at what your ward spotted out.
Yep, Juggernaut. I see him. I see him.
So ping it out. Maybe you can make some action happen. You've got Sven here with you. He's going for the phase active. That means his ultimate's ready and he's trying to get someone solo off. If you can hold him locked down, that's good for you, but don't let him get close enough to ult you.
Yep,
They
I
got
know.
the stun. They're going to be able to chain it off on him. Nice. You can be able to follow up with them. Good. We got a kill. So you have no reason to leave the lane.
Okay. Right. Yeah, that's it. I guess so. That's what I've been doing, sort of by, I guess, default of like thinking, oh, I should just go back to base, but I guess there's no reason to do that.
Take the farm of the lane, because that's the best farm you can get, because they're not taking it for some reason. And your squad's getting kills in the bottom. So most of the time it's going to be more beneficial to go higher in Frostbite than Crystal Nova early on, especially.
Okay.
Because the damage on the hero, single target damage, is going to be higher.
Okay.
Now Juggernaut can spin out of it, but the rest of the enemies cannot. Now, this is you versus Dota. We practiced this part, right?
We did.
I'm just messing with you.
Do I want the magic resistance or the damage?
Damage! 60 damage turns you into a carry, right? So check out Axe's items. He just TP'd in. What does he have? Anything you need to be worried about? There's also the sniper there too. Check him also.
no.
Juggernaut also. You
Yeah,
need. You should.
nothing on the axe, I don't think. I mean, he's got that shield thing, but like.
Well, what does that do?
Blocks damage from basic attacks.
And
Gives him a bunch more health and stuff.
oh yeah, it does. Regen 2. And still Juggernaut in the lane, phase boots on him also, so you don't want to get caught out by them, but you can't let them do what they're doing. So you want to try and stay on the cusp of it, use your Crystal Nova effectively. Sven just went in with his Blink, he initiated in on that, get that good Frostbite off. If you find good positioning, your ultimate could be very strong also. But
yeah, I don't think
you
it's
need to
worth it here.
consider, is Crystal Nova for vision in the trees? Crystal Nova for vision in the trees, make a guess! Make a guess! He doesn't have a Blink Dagger.
Crystal Nova for vision in the trees.
Yeah,
When I use a skill, I get vision.
not all skills give vision. Crystal Nova gives vision. He was there! He was right there!
Oh.
Right there! Oh my god, he just went down.
Your middle tower is taking a drubbing.
I think he's good now. He's gotta be good. Oh no, there he is! There he is! What is... What? That was... What?
Cold hand in mine.
Wait, Doggy Sandwich, what are you talking about?
Tower is under attack.
No, you don't want to go back to the base unless you absolutely have to in any game. 20 minutes, what do we got? We got a bounty rune that exists? What else can we do?
Get more farm in the jungle because this lane doesn't need my help.
You could also push the tower and take the tower with the Sven.
Alright, let's do that. I guess Juggernaut did just use his spin.
Yeah, so that means you've got a window of about 15 more seconds where you could try and initiate on him. Let's put down an observer in the lane as well. That'll be helpful. 20
Yeah,
minutes.
I'm going to. They're coming from the they're coming from spawn.
Good stuff. What's your next steps? It looks like you're getting Force Staff. Let's get that on our quick buy. Let's get that recipe there.
Right. Shift. It is shift clicked.
Shift left click. Perfect. Oh, well, perfect. We had the money for it. Look at that. Magic. You don't think so, Doggy Sandwich? I feel like Frostbite is typically more effective to max out over Crystal Nova. It really comes down to how the enemy team is grouping and fighting, and right now they've been doing it as a 1-by-1, so Frostbite probably would have been more effective, but
Alright, so you think still a Warden lane here?
since you've just taken the tower, you could put it on this spire.
Okay. Got it. Do I want to go back to mid lane? I think I'll go back to mid lane.
Did you notice they're attacking?
Should I teleport
your
in to help with that
bottom
Chaos Knight?
Only if you think you can get a kill off of it
Okay. And I don't think I
immediately,
can.
which I
Well,
don't think
actually,
is
no, I take that back.
realistic.
I can just walk in and probably help. I have one more observer. Probably just hold it for now.
Wicked sick.
Oh, what is this Chaos Knight doing? Oh, that's an illusion.
Yeah, it was an illusion.
I kind of feel like I need a ward somewhere in the mid lane here, but
Well, you have that one.
yeah.
It's on the dire
Drop
side.
it. Yeah, okay. That's probably good enough.
It exists. So let's get this Force Staff to you, and we're pretty squishy. So we need to consider items that are going to make us a little bit more durable, or make it so it's a little bit more difficult for the enemy to kill us.
I mean, the Force Staff helps with that, with the game.
Yeah, but it doesn't do anything to make it so they can't punch you.
No, it doesn't. Let's see. How do I want them to not punch me? Drum? No.
All right,
I could use a recommendation. I'm not sure what to get.
No, Drum is certainly an effective item that you can do for stats and movement speed. You could also do an Atos. Rod of Atos is pretty good. It's also another added lockdown that you can have in the fights.
Okay.
Ghost Scepter would be like a preventative maintenance, so to speak, because you can use that item to
No one's
make
taking
it
the
so
freaking
that
iron.
the.
Just leave it there.
I mean, you don't want them to
Do
take
I want
it
to?
though
Do I,
either.
can I ward this side of their?
Yeah, you can put it up
Yeah.
here in this spire.
That'd be
You
good.
could even consider putting one in their jungle, but I would be weary to go solo.
Yeah, that I usually try to be escorted. This
Radiant
seems.
structures are fortified.
So the consensus from the Crystal Maiden spammers in chat is that
Yes.
Crystal Nova is typically the way to go, maxing wise, over the ladder.
All right.
Unless you're given the unique opportunity to be able to do Frostbite without the concerns of them diving on you specifically, since you're a squish ball.
Sure. So speaking of that, what is there consensus on what item I should buy next?
It's kind of open-ended. You could get a drum. You could do a Ghost Scepter.
Okay.
Depending on your level of comfort, you could even consider things more in like the direction of, oh yeah, going on that with your Frostbite and stuff. Remember, you have Force Staff to help yourself or others with movement if you need to.
Yep.
In a much later sense of it all, you could be going for like an Aghanims.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
okay, guess we're going for that tower.
Did you notice they're attacking your
Yeah,
bottom
early
tower?
blink for max Frostbite builds against characters that will summon creeps for a Frostbite build. Because Frostbite lasts for 10 seconds on creeps.
Okay, so it looks like we're not going for this tower at this point.
The tier 2, no. Bottom is looking like where you need to be. Because your team needs to get vision up in the enemy jungle and then take over the enemy jungle.
Yeah.
So, like, you would want to have your team farming it so that it restricts where the enemy can farm. Chaos Knight has a Blink Dagger now? Oh my god. So a good rule of thought is anytime you've got downtime as a support, that you should be checking someone's items, whether it's an ally or an enemy, just to give yourself a general update on who's got what.
Okay.
So Sniper has a Dragon Lance, which increases his range, and a Maelstrom as well. Force Staff in, use your ultimate. Alright, we'll just use the ultimate. Look at this shit. Is something gonna happen? Maybe. Look at that. Fucking magical.
Yeah, I can't save that guy though.
No, definitely not. And you just barely lived on that one too. Midas Blink Chris Midas Blink Chaos Knight. Must be from the School of Sky. I don't know if I'll go that far. Alright,
so
Axis
money.
took the top tower too. So you guys are just losing the lanes because no one's grouping and pushing and all that
Yeah, I've been
jazz.
noticing that.
So Courier is gonna have a BKB for the Sven. You've got this Weaver here with the Lincolns, and then the Luna has a Dragon Lance and looks like a hodgepodge of other items. But either way, they're pushing the lanes, so that's something positive about it.
Yeah. Oh, are we not going? Okay. So I assume I shouldn't be going in on that. Or maybe I should.
It's looking a little awkward. You gotta look at their moves. Like
Yeah.
Sven has all his skills, but Sniper's rotating in on this. This is a bad situation. You want to force staff yourself out of that. Oh, actually, they're going in. They're committing. They're committing.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'm coming in too.
Not to be insensitive, but like if your team's going retard, sometimes you just gotta go with them.
Make that two.
Within reason.
Under attack.
Okay, you gotta get back. Remember, he's gonna have phase active and he has Saint and Yasha, makes move even faster. He's moving at 483, so you want one of those guys to be the frontliner while you just kind of poke around at your carefree. So you got your drums ready here.
Yep. I'm gonna call that in. We should probably be pushing towers because they're like health or cast range. Health.
Health is typically what you want,
Yep.
but devil's advocate, you just got health items that also help your movement speed. So then, you know, you could flex in on the cast range too. Some of that's personal preference, and then other is just genuine, like, am I dying? Do I need more HP to stay alive?
Sure. Where is my team? Why are we not pushing?
Sven decided that he wanted to go back and farm, it looks like.
I see. Welp. I guess Axe is over there.
Frostbite. Magic Wand is available if you want enough mana for your... Get back, get out, 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 get out. You don't want to go in on that.
Oh no. Yeah, they got me.
Yeah, see, we should have been A-okay on that one. Yeah, Sven shouldn't have... Well, actually, you should have probably been able to save yourself there. So is your Force Staff in a item slot position where that is a comfortable item for you to access via a keybind on your keyboard?
So I actually use a G600, so all of my
you have it on a mouse.
keys are
All on the mouse,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so yes, it is comfortable. I'm not used to it.
That's fine. The only thing that I've found about using... Oh, geez. Look at this Venge dying. Mouse-related keybinds like that is... sometimes it makes it hard to execute them consistently. Like, I only have one item keybind on my mouse, and I typically would make that my blink dagger.
I see.
And then I also have it as quick cast instead of normal cast function, where you have to like press and then release.
Yeah.
Whereas quick cast is just like, where's your mouse cursor? Instant cast in that general direction.
Yep. Alright, what are we doing? I probably need to drop a ward.
Where?
Just in the lane right here.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Since we need to know if they're coming, I assume.
Yeah, it's a little late in the lane, though. Because if you think where the enemy team is at with like the creep equilibrium and stuff, the mid lane just got pushed out to the the tower, and then they retreated immediately. So ideally, your vision probably would have wanted to be like up around like your secret shop.
Okay.
You know, like that jungle area. Or again, back into their jungle. So trying to make it so that you're able to have that aggressive presence there. Yo, did you see the creep move? Right over here, back there? The large camp. Yeah, it's Axe! See, and that's just from me seeing a creep movement. But look what's going on in your lane. The Chaos Knight, the Weaver. These are all minimap awarenesses. Good stuff. Get into that combat. Can you grab him with the Frostbite? Hold your Frostbite. Get into the tree. Get off to the area. You don't want to be the person they engage on. You want them to go on someone else, and then you come in off on the side. Try to get behind, and let's put that ward up behind the tower on this spire, okay? Now, this is a pretty typical spot for people to counter ward, especially after people show face in the lane like you guys just did. So, like, if I was on the Radiant and I saw everyone just in the bottom lane, and then you guys move to the mid lane, I'm going to be like, all right, they placed a ward within that area.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
But they're running 5 cores on their team, and also they are probably not looking to put things like that together. So look, your ward's pinging out the Bristleback, who's jungling right now. Weaver,
So we can go in on that, right?
Well, you need people to go with you. You are not going in on that.
No, I can't.
No.
I don't know why we're not pushing. Like, what are we...
You got to try and facilitate those movements happening through pings and other types of communication.
Okay. Why are we...
You are the captain of your ship. Aren't you, Mr. Kunkka Man?
Not right now.
I mean, I've got the Kunkka announcer pack going.
Ah.
Just like conveniently enough.
So it looks like the team's just sort of wandering around. Oh, one down there. Just double damage. Yeah. Oh, someone get that! What are you doing? I don't want it. Why? No, I don't want the damn thing. Someone else take it. Thank you.
It should be the Luna.
Yeah.
But like sometimes people don't know. You can force. What just happened? Oh my god. Alright, that's a thing that we did. The drum isn't gonna do anything for you, but I like the thought behind it. Your whole team's dying though, including your Luna, it looks like. Oh, here comes the Sven! Ah, he's disarmed by the Heaven's Halberd. Oh, look, that sniper has 2 maelstroms now.
Which means he has a lot of AoE.
Did you notice they're attacking your bottom tower? Do you like sucking bilge water? Help your
Yo, that Crystal Maiden, 15% magic resistance versus 60 damage. Get out of here.
should I push this lane out since no one else is?
Which lane is that? Bottom?
Oh, bottom. I guess it's already kind of pushing itself out.
Oh my god, he missed his beetles. Sniper has a dust.
Your top tower is under attack.
This game is so weird. Sven's going in on this axe. Axe is trying to kill him. Oh, Bristleback is here too. Yeah, so you don't want to use drums while you're not moving, because the drum premise is to, like, move and attack fast and shit like that, you know? Can you get that frostbite off?
Yep.
Watch out, the quill stacks! Oh my god, you have 9 quill stacks on you. Use that. Oof, you gotta be careful in fights, because as those stack up, that's all physical damage that will multiplicatively do more damage with each quill that it hits on top of you.
As it was, yeah. That was not pleasant.
Yeah, if he got one more quill, he would have killed 2 of you, I think. No, you're not trying to right-click people as Crystal Maiden. I recognize that, Dogi Sandwich. In this game, magic resistance isn't going to matter because they don't have a lot of magic damage out from the Radiant. So, I guess that needs to be known. That was more of the logic into it, aside from just the general principles of having the extra physical damage.
Alright, so I've got 2 more wards. I feel like I need to ward probably there.
Their top jungle secret shop area?
Yes.
That would be good if you're able to cultivate your team around moving towards either the top tower or the mid tower. So you need to get your team to push out the top lane to help facilitate this action. And they just got that 1 kill in the top, so it looks like that's exactly what they're going to want to do. Try to get this lane, your lane all the way back there by your tower. Go kill that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're not. They're just sitting in the lane waiting for the creeps to come to them. But that's going to hold it up.
Alright, now I'm going to go in and support them. No, why? Go to the tower! Tower! Or I guess they don't have a creep wave.
No, you can't backdoor tier 2s like that.
The axe keeps coming up here, so I'll just put this here.
No, you wanted to put it on the spire.
Oh.
You know, right up there?
Well.
Or you could have put it this other spire down here. You know, if you... Yeah, you can still put one down there. And I would recommend it. My god, the sniper with double maelstrom and a dragon lance. Oh, look at the Sven. And that's an axe. So don't be so hasty with your usage of the frostbite and the crystal nova. Kill him! Kill off the Sven! Oh, just not the Sven. I meant the axe. Sorry. Yeah, this is getting sketchy the longer you're staying up here. You need to get out. Because Axe still has a blink dagger and he could jump in on and kill you. Because you're just a Crystal Maiden. This Chaos Knight with this clown-ass build. Use your drum if you need to. Use your magic wand if you need to. Yeah, Juggernaut, Omnislash, with no one to bounce to.
I feel like we've had a lot of advantage this game, but no one's willing to push tower.
Yeah, welcome to new players. Which is why the Radiant, by virtue of being 5 cores, even though having significant disadvantage over a long-term basis in the game, are realistically going to win, and this game's going to go over an hour long.
Yep.
Because your team has a Crystal Maiden and Avenge, so because your team actually has supports, and your Weaver just gave away a godlike streak to the Chaos Knight, the likelihood of your team being able to actually win is unfortunately getting less and less as the moments pass. Yep. Not to be pessimistic.
No, I hear you.
your team is still absolutely in this to win it, because like your Sven could just like shred them all.
Well, okay. Why he just said let's all go bottom, and now like it's not happening. What are they doing?
Oh, absolutely, Twitch Prime. That's what happens. Use that ultimate. Use the shrine if you need to. Now they're running up into it. There we go. Hell yeah. Perfect ultimate. Out on 2, 3. You force the Juggernaut onto you, and they're going to be able to capitalize off of it. God damn it. Get him. I became a liar. They didn't capitalize on it. One hit. One hit. He couldn't do it. He swapped him instead of right-clicking him. What a player.
I'm trying.
No, I know you are. You can't control the potatoes. It's just part of the experience sometimes. You just gotta laugh at it.
No, you eat the potatoes.
Yeah, you eat the potatoes. Eat your potatoes.
Eat the potatoes. They're delicious.
If nothing else, this has been very good practice. So thank you. I do feel like I have more of a direction with like the actions I'm taking.
Move
Although
with
keeping-
purpose. Even if
keeping
you don't
dying
understand exactly what the purpose is, create a purpose and then move with it.
Bottom tower has fallen.
So you're going to a place to achieve something, whether it's GPM, XPM, information, creating space. That's a little bit more abstract. You can ask Ravlin about it. I hear it's what people spam after they die in shitty situations. So you could just use that for your motif. You just spam space created if you do something dumb and you die because of it. Did that guy just buy 4 tomes of knowledge? I think he did. But their sniper just got a triple kill.
Okay, let's group up. I like this plan. Yeah.
It's a good strategy that people are saying it, but then not actually doing
And
it.
not doing it, I know. It brings me back to my early days of Overwatch. Like, the objective doesn't exist. That's just there. Okay, there, we're grouping up, and the Luna and the Weaver are...
So sometimes you gotta get... See, these guys want to group up and go bottom, but if those guys on the top are refusing to group up and go with you guys bottom, let's take the people that actually communicate and then have them go with the people that don't want to communicate. Oh man, someone actually communicated a direct action out of you. Look at that. Oh no, why'd you do that one? What does that accomplish?
Well, it'll tell us if they come around behind us.
Yeah, but we're not going to look to stay in that area for a long period of time, which is why the word is not
I'll
valuable.
put one. What about over here? That's good.
The behind the spire one is really good. The behind the tower spire one, if you're able to get back there, but it's a little bit more dangerous to place. Yeah, only because we know the Chaos Knight's middle and we don't know where everybody else is. And the answer is because they were in the Roshan. So at least we can take this tier 2. Hold on to that observer ward. Maybe we can place it in the mid-high ground. Have them keep pushing. Why are they there?
Actually, wait, let's push. We can push faster than them.
Yeah, someone has to get on top of that sniper, though. Okay, so what you need to do is you would want to run up over here to this sort of region and then try to place an observer, like, on that dot. Oh, no, you're getting hit by the sniper. Did you see the drawing? I did a drawing.
Yeah. Oh, you think put a ward just like right there? I can...
Yeah. No! Not there! Not there! In their base!
Oh, you can do that across a wall.
Yeah!
Oh.
Because it's cast range. When you cast a ward, it's technically a spell.
Oh my God, what is this?
Your death. That's what this is.
Yep. Well,
Feel a thing.
Well, let's take this time to put your town portal scroll in your inventory. Oh wait, no, you just bought an ogre club. Let's put that in there. That's a good thing to have. Well, you know, this is actually going to be a lot sooner than an hour game because they're pushing in mid. they're
Yep.
pushing.
Nope, we just lose. We had a chance there. There was a point in the game where we were utterly rolling though.
You had a
That was
chance
great.
for at least the first 25 minutes.
But we didn't take it.
Your team as a group had a great first 25 minutes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But then they just didn't capitalize on it. Like there was that point at which we killed 2 or 3 of them. We should have just pushed a lane completely, and they just wandered off and farmed.
Yeah.
But at least I can make observations like that now. So I guess that's something.
No, that is important. That's part of the learning process. When you're recognizing that other people are being dumb, as a moment for you, because you can just let them be dumb and die. Again, though, not to recant earlier notions of if your whole team just goes like, full stupid that you gotta go with, because sometimes you do. But it's better to have 5 people follow one idea than for 2 or 3 to do it, and then the remainder to just herp-a-derp off, because anything can work. In the names of Mr. Big Daddy No Tail, pro player. But I'm just trying to, reference what the kids would say these days. Memes and shit. Anyway, that word is not very valuable right now.
Oh. Well, crap.
Well, think of it.
Yep, we should do that.
Why would that word placement be not as effective as other placements?
Well, the thought was that if we see, if like maybe 1 or 2 of them are coming up to split push, then we could maybe take out one of those split pushes than the other.
With that one observer ward that's like deep in your secret shop type territory? Use your drum if you need to. What's going on in that fight? Oh my god.
Apparently the Sven
You should have pushed top early. Oh, exactly. Yeah, Captain Hindsight. Yeah, if you guys pushed top early, that would have been handy. So this ward down here, this observer ward that you put on the spire, what I was trying to probe into with that is thinking in relation to like where the enemy team had been situated around and where you need to have that extra layer of knowledge for how it could be impactful for your team. If you look at how the creep equilibrium is and the likelihood of the enemy team engaging in on that area and that region, it's just, a lot lower chance. Oh, you got a good time lapse off.
Middle barracks under attack.
Backtrack.
Your middle barracks are under attack.
All that nonsense.
Your middle barracks just got liquidated.
This Chaos Knight is 4,100 HP. How does this axe have 2,700 and the Aegis? Uh-oh. Oh, you can kill him. Go for glory. Glory.
If I had a face like yours, I too would wear a mask.
Yeah, he's getting an axe. That's what it appears.
Shrine is under attack. Your top shrine
You'd have been a little better off doing a Glimmer Cape. But then that would have been another item executable that you'd have to use.
Oof.
Because you already have the magic wand, the force staff, and the drums.
Yeah. Which I don't remember to use anyway.
Yeah, and then it would be like, oh, you could have a blink dagger in this game too, and you're just like, wait, what? Well, no, like that's like how it could work. You have a blink force, maybe a veil, magic wand. Why would you want Ags at this point? I mean, it roots them all. That's pretty cool, right? I wish it showed me it, like, in the game. I mean, it would show you it, but it won't show me it.
Mm.
Andy's alive, you're right. Hey, we can dream. We can believe. Oh, he missed that. Wow, 3,500 HP. He's got a lot of regen, too. Oh, we caught that sniper. Oh, shit. All right, that's 1, 2.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. A double slaughter.
Is there? I assume there's no way to get any indication of which one is the real Chaos Knight.
The one that takes the least amount of damage.
That's helpful.
I mean, if you use a Crystal Nova, you're gonna see all of them take one amount of damage and one of them take less damage.
Yeah.
So you would actually be able to tell immediately.
Yeah. Do I want gold per minute or damage for freezing field?
Well, I mean, if you're committing in on this Aghanims, then
The gold.
the synergy would clearly be the freezing field, but gold per minute would secure you being able to get that, and also, the longer the game goes, the more dollars you get, and so realistically, you should get the GPM.
Okay.
I don't see the likelihood of an ultimate lasting for a long period of time unless you get other items to help you be able to make that thing happen. But your team is pushing mid. You should tell them to go for tier 4s. You should just go for fucking tier 4s. Fuck them. I mean, they can do bottom. They didn't even get that other one? Oh no, what are they doing? I don't know what's going on, but I'm watching in amazement as it's happening. That's another one that died. Yeah, that's a real one. Huh. He's not going to have time lapse. And we've got the axe. Axe could blade mail. Make it to... I mean, it's not going to do that much damage anyway. You shape it. Yeah, 50 freezing field damage. I don't know how much damage that would actually imply out into.
A golden thread.
I don't know. Yeah, GPM is definitely the way to go, though.
Okay.
You will get your stuff.
Where should I be going right now?
Yeah, realistically, you're just trying to keep the lanes pushed out off your high ground of your base. Because if the creeps are in your base, as in like past the high ground, and then there's like a certain amount of duration of time around it too,
Yeah.
then the enemy team can take your towers in the base or the racks or any of that bullshit.
Yep.
Hey, we can believe that we'll get a good Crystal Maiden ult off, because we've gotten like a couple. You can believe it. So instead of the Observer right there, you could put it on the Spire. That's nearby.
Spire. Oh god, yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. No, that ward is still fine. It gives a very good amount of vision.
What are you doing?
Like, if you look at the actual amount of full vision that it gives, if you were to click on it in a raw state, it gives a lot of vision still, so it's still good.
Oh my god, they're invisible.
Blade Mail hurts, doesn't it? Well, now we get to watch the fight. And this is where we can just criticize everybody else. This fight, like, these fights are so clowny. This Sven got a Bloodthorn? Why wouldn't you just get a Daedalus?
I assume that's game.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we had a chance for a while.
For Crystal Maiden ult, she has to stand in the middle of people and hope she doesn't die. Even if that happens, she has such little intelligence, she can't really do anything else. That's why you generally ask yourself, can I do something with it right now at level 6? When, like, you actually hit level 6? And it's not typically good then at level 6. Oh yeah, Doggy Sandwich, that's a really good point. Oh, so most of that tangent was just taken from Doggy Sandwich directly. And he was actually referring that if you were to stack up the camps a lot, and then you didn't have a Sven on your team, or Sven was being reluctant to actually getting there to do it, you could use your ult to farm stacked camps. Like, because your level 6 ultimate isn't usually that good, and you won't have enough mana to support using it frequently. But you went really heavy in the Arcane aura, so you typically had enough mana in that sense of it all.
Yeah. Okay. Or are we? Oh. Excuse me.
Oh, the courier's gonna die.
Dyer's courier has been killed.
So I assume we're just waiting to lose now.
I mean, technically, if you guys get a team wipe, you could definitely push to throne and win immediately. Does not seem realistic, but I would love to see it.
Your middle tower is taking a drubbing. Your middle tower ran afoul of some harsh fellow.
Found the real one. The one that's running away.
Oh. Hello.
Got him, though.
Middle tower has fallen.
Oh, shit. You got the full ult off. You rooted him. You got that kill. Use that magic wand of yours. You gotta stay in combat right now. Your Ancient's taking damage. You gotta peel those creeps off the Ancient.
Oh, there's no way.
It's all going down!
Quick, drop a ward.
A double slaughter.
Ancient is under attack. That was your warning shot. Suns over the boyar. Radiant win.
Is it? Yeah.
What
there
a
we go.
match.
Alright, so despite the fact that we lost horribly, that felt like a better game for...
I mean, that was kind of the goal.
Yeah.
Moving with a purpose makes it a far more entertaining experience, but at the same time, the amount of active thought that you need to be consciously making, not autopiloting through a game, is really high.
Yeah. Alright, anything in my statistics that I should be looking at?
Not really.
Okay.
There's
'Cause I
nothing
usually
like
kinda check
super.
out the scoreboard and the graphs, but
Oh yeah, I mean it's
like if there's nothing you think I should be looking at there...
well on the graphs you could see where it all went bad. You could definitely figure that out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because your team had an advantage.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. There were a few moments there. Yeah, there were a few moments there where I felt like we could push, like we could do this, but they didn't. They didn't do that, in fact.
Yeah, so like up until like the 20 to 30 minute mark was really your only window. And then after that, it was like, goodbye.
Yep. But I guess recognizing that is important.
Oh, right. That's the death metal music pack. I bought it on a whim because it was like a flash sale for like $1, and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna buy this metal music pack." Where even is it? I don't know. It exists. Oh, there it is. Audio. Yeah, Dire Shred cover pack. Metal covers of the Dota 2 score. It's definitely the best music pack.
Yeah, everything is okay. You just need to believe.
It's the only music pack I've bought. And it's just so good. Alright, let's just shut that off. Okay, so we're gonna download the replay. Now I don't want to probe into this game because there's no point in reviewing it right now because you're probably feeling a little bit like gelatin from the amount of stuff that we tried to kind of force into you today, but it would be good for you to kind of review on your time, or at least like skimming through 2, 3, 4, or excuse me, 2, 4, 8, 16 times speed even, and then, you know, slowing down the speed when there's team fights or moments that you die and recapping on those fights to be like, I died here. What was the sequence of events that actually led up to my death, and how could I have not actually had this happen? And you'll find that most of it is you just staying in places for too long because you're slow and they're faster than you. or them being able to
Sure.
recognize positioning of where you are in relation to where they are, so that they're able to, exploit where you're standing because you're slow.
Okay.
She's a slow
Okay.
Crystal Maiden, very slow Crystal Maiden.
She is a bit slow. I'm used to Caudle just kind of wandering around quite quickly.
Coddle's a bit quicker. In matches, he's gonna have a pretty big spectrum of how he's used too, because like you're standing even further away from combat,
Right.
Now, is there any general questions or things that you want me to maybe discuss or go over with you from this game?
So I think that the main thing is like, what could I have done to encourage the team to sort of focus on one objective? Because if I'm going to be playing the support, right, I don't have the raw power to initiate necessarily and be the person that they see. Oh, they're going in, I'll follow. I mean, would it have just been as simple as saying, "Let's push this tower"? They're dead. That didn't seem to work when the Sven was trying it.
Yeah, but you didn't try it also. Pings can also imply lots of things. Now, if you were to... Do you know how to ping your skills?
Yes.
And, you can ping the time, and you can ping debuffs and buffs and all sorts of random stuff like that.
Okay, so just give them as much information as I can.
Anything that you could even try to do to subtly suggest that things are happening. Like, say, for instance, you were in the jungle farming stuff in the lane, or farming stuff in the jungle, but you wanted to imply that you were going to rotate back to the lane and try to do a gank on the Juggernaut. You could have held down the Alt key and left-clicked your Frostbite a couple times to spam in chat that your Frostbite was ready. And then you could have held down Control, Alt, left-clicked, which would have done the X instead of just the general ping. And then you could have spam-clicked that on the Juggernaut. So you could have been implying by, this is ready, attention right here, attention right here, Doggy Sandwich, I do wish that some of the ping ability focuses from Heroes of the Storm were in Dota, because they literally provide communication. It's like, I'm on the way, and
if Dota had anything like that, because when I've played HOTS, it's been very useful to say I'm on the way, or I need backup, or retreat from this area, or something.
Those things all exist. If you hit the gear, there's something called the chat wheel.
Yes.
Click on customize chat wheel.
Yeah, I see. And then there's positioning and stuff. Okay.
Yep, so I have mine as, on the top, I have it as the current time. And then I have get back, well played, and care. Everything else is just for encouragement.
Sure. And so this chat wheel I can bring up at any point in the game with...
Yep, it's just a keybind that you hold down, and then you select what you want. And there's a lot of different options on here. And here's the best part. Ready? Mm-hmm. It auto-translates it into whatever your allies' language's default settings are set to. So if they do not speak English, and they are yelling at you in a language that is not English, and you use your chat wheel commands, it will be put in a language that they can read.
Oh, that's so nice.
They won't necessarily do it, but they can read it.
The message at least gets across from me.
So, things to consider, though, is that we need words is a really passive-aggressive thing to have on your chat wheel, and people will probably hate you.
I've that before. Yeah, I've read that before.
I think having "what should I buy" isn't honestly a bad thing to have on your chat wheel, because sometimes people will genuinely give you feedback that could help the game, but also it could be shit. So, gotta take it with a grain. Check runes is good. I like a lot of the flavor ones because it's about like most of the reason whether or not you win or lose isn't the enemy team, but keeping your team motivated within each other, because their attitude will often dictate more whether or not you win.
Okay.
That's why I have relax, you're doing fine. I immediately regret my decision. And space created as things that I have on my chat wheel. Then I also have well played to commend people. And then I have care and get back for concern. Aside from that, I don't really use anything else. I used to use new meta, but I'd rather have space created. Because I feel like I'd almost be trying for that. Whoops isn't bad. Just, it's simple, straight to the point. My bad. Yeah. Game is hard. Don't give up. That just happened. Like, there's so many good flavor ones. I would recommend having 3 or 4 of your chat wheel options as that. Okay. And technically speaking, there's also the phrases keybinds. So if you hit the phrases thing, which is to the left of the chat wheel, there's some of those chat wheel things that you might want, but you can have it to a key instead. So you might be able to put one of those things to a mouse bind.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. Like a help or push. Actually, push. Push would have been very useful.
Yeah, because then you can just spam click that until it says that you need to wait to say that command again.
Yeah.
You do a mixture of that and ping, and maybe people will get the message.
Maybe. Okay, that's encouraging.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that disappointed with the game. Because I know what needed to be done on the team's part, and there were times when I just sort of stood there and was out of position, so I know what I need to do on my part next time.
And there's so much of the game that you can't directly influence that you can't put too much concern in these games for a general assessment of yourself getting
I figure
better or not.
Because at this level, it's going to be something of a crapshoot anyway.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, where you're going to see yourself shine is when you play with 4 friends.
Yeah.
And you have a team and you have the opportunity to do those sorts of things. And as you're able to play with them as a group, and if you have replays of yourself as a group of 5 playing together, especially, those are the replays I'm going to want you to save. Save the match IDs, save the replays, download them, stuff like that. And then we can look over those games, analyze them, point out things that can be looked at a little bit more from the perspective of how it could have gone better or why it went well. Just try to capitalize on as much of those things as possible.
Sure.
Realistically speaking, it would be helpful for me to have a couple games that we could look at together next time. So we take maybe so you're gonna actually need to play games.
Jeez, I didn't sign up for that.
I know. Maybe queue some games with Ravlin. Who knows if he's available? Some duo queue or whatever. And on top of just like us reviewing the game in a general sense, because you won't have someone whispering in your ear the entire time on what do you think you should be doing, basically, and working through the thought process of the why more so than anything else. We'll be able to kind of compare just your general level of activity and the purpose behind that activity. So while most of the movement was with purpose in this game, or at least I restructured some of your movement with purpose, to then be able to look at a game after this experience and then see the sort of purpose you move with will be a pretty exciting thing to see. Yeah, exactly. Making it so that you're always moving to achieve something, whether it be in gold, experience, information.
Can I ping an item in an enemy's...
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Alt left click that item in their inventory to tell your team that he has now got that item.
Cool.
You can even do an alt click on their HP and mana bar to show how much HP and mana they have. You can alt left click on their unit portrait at the top middle of the screen. You know, like at the top with like the banner and shit like that.
Yeah.
You can alt-click on that, and it will do missing for that hero.
That's how you do missing. Huh. Okay.
No, it's also a keybind, too.
Okay.
It is also a keybind for the missing, also. And in the moment, having some ideas of what to do will be useful. Yeah. Oh, is Ravelin your mid on your team?
Yes.
So a lot of the movement and ideas and rotations will be cultivated by different people at different times in the game. And in the early to mid phase, it'll often be dictated by the supports.
Okay.
So whether it's you babysitting in the mid with a dual lane in the mid lane to try and apply a little bit more pressure, than rotating off and trying to do ganks and stuff like that, it's the supports that are doing the most movement. And that's why I said one of the scariest supports is a support that you don't know where they are.
Right.
So like while it might take Ravelin an item or two or a level for them to be able to rotate and start to get kills and ganks and whatever, hopefully whomever is captaining the team is able to identify who on what heroes is going to need to be the person that says basically the flow of the game. You know, what is the first item that we need in order to be able to do X, Y, and Z, so that we're able to get the next items to take the tower or the fights, or how do we need to build the space around the map? Like those more abstract layers of thought, you have more time to do as a support player.
Right.
So then when you're in a situation where you can get last hits because there's no one around, you have to get all of them because you're not going to have those opportunities come up.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm not trying to put stress or pressure onto it because I am shit at it unless I'm full focus. And I've got, I don't know, 10,000 hours in this game. I don't even want to know how many hours I have right now. I mean, I'm going to check this second, but it's like something like that. Oh no, excuse me. Only 8,200 on this account. 8,200 hours of Dota.
Well, you've got 10,000 to strive for.
I mean, they say 10,000 hours equals you're now an expert, right? Isn't that what they say?
I don't know if it's that high. But
I'm pretty sure it's only 10,000. I forget which kinesiology book I read that in, which educator. But it's not
Rav
right.
might know.
It's not right. I mean, I hate the phrase practice makes perfect because it's incomplete. Perfect practice makes perfect. Lots of practice makes you perfect at being imperfect. If you're not practicing correctly.
Phrase. Yeah. And I will put in more practice. It was demoralizing for a while to have so many games did leave like that first one, because then I didn't know if I was going to get good practice or people just got really toxic. And
you just got to take it with a grain. Think of it this way. Yeah. The second you get stupid bullshit out of anyone in your game, mute them. Doesn't matter. At that point, they're a bot. I'm not joking. Change your mentality to who they are to them being a bot, except they can maybe respond to your ping commands.
Yeah, that's fair, actually.
But still talk to them like they're a human. Actually, talk to them more like they're an animal. Or like a small child. Okay. Like, come here, boy. Let's push a lane. Come on. You can do it. You know, they might be into it. Sorry, yeah. Katie. I wasn't trying to get you excited over there.
Well, cool. I feel like this was a good first step.
I think we have put you through some pretty rigorous stuff today.
Yeah, and again, it's tremendously helpful because for most of my games before this, I really did feel aimless wandering around the map, like, put a ward down, or there's some people over here, I'll go wander over there. But you've helped me see that there are always tasks that need doing, and so it's just a matter of figuring out what I do first. And
yeah, even if it's you just running through your head the entire time of what should I be doing right now? and then figuring out what you feel that is. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if it's right or not. You just move with purpose.
Just do
You'll
something.
figure out what the purpose is that you need to be doing over time. And if you're playing with good people, they will help define what that purpose is for you over time.
Try
And
to act
then
with
you'll be
wisdom, but
able...
act.
Exactly. You know what I'm picking, or you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Rav will be very proud of that statement. For reasons you do not understand, he will be very proud of the fact that I'm picking up what you're putting down.
It was Malcolm Gladwell, Ravlin. Thank you for that. Practice makes better. It's just that. It's practice makes better. Oh, Malcolm Glad... Is it Gladwell?
It should be Gladwell.
Oh, no, that's the guy with the 10,000 hours thing. Yeah, that's the guy that did the 10,000 hour things.
Okay.
Practice isn't the thing you do once you're good. It's the thing you do that makes you good. That's a nice quote.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. 10,000 hours is the magic number for greatness, guys.
How many days is that?
I don't know. I'm inching in on it, though.
Someone math it.
I am inching in on it. I mean, if we consider all of my times of hours of Dota in earlier iterations that aren't Dota 2, then I am definitely past 10,000 hours. I am way past that number. But very different game at that point in time also. 416.66 repeating days straight. You ready to do 415 days of straight Dota?
Sounds good to me. I don't need this
Hell
PhD
yeah.
thing.
Nah, man. You could just be an esports player like everybody else.
Yeah.
Live the dream.
Exactly.
In your mom's basement. Because you won't have money. And good luck with the carpal tunnel.
10,000 hours.
Only
I'll have 10,000 hours.
Yeah. You eventually. This is something you can get with time. Knocking. There's knocking. I don't know. That could have just been me like bouncing my knee and banging it against my like desk. So, any other questions or anything you'd like me to address before we end our shenanigans for the evening?
Not at this point. I think this was, again, a really helpful first step. I feel more confident already, if only because I have the purpose that I think I lacked before in traversing the map.
And you know what? Don't be scared to just like go to Dota Buff, pick a character that you're interested in trying in an abstract sense.
Yeah.
Find a game that looks like it maybe was not a stomp, and then just watch that character's player perspective, and I don't know, try to timestamp as much reason to what they're doing in a literal transcription of it. Of he's doing this. What's the why? What could be the whys? And try to maybe do those in real time, where maybe you are just watching over in player perspective of these people, and you could be talking to the 20, 30 seconds in the future of what you think that they would want to do and what sort of things could come up or happen to influence how that decisions could be changing.
Yeah, I think that'll be good too. Just watching more.
Yeah, don't be scared to just like boot up a pro or a high level player game, because you'll be able to learn from it. Even if you watch it on a higher speed, or even if you only watch the early game, like the first 10 minutes, and then you stop there. There's a lot of value for that. And if you watch in player perspective, then you're going to be seeing how they're moving their screen and their mouse clicks too. So like if I were to go back and watch the replay of the game of that you just played, I'll be able to watch from your player perspective. But at one point in time, there was a way that I could do that live.
Right.
But now Dota coaching will eventually get fixed. And it will probably get fixed on the same time where they're going to release a ridiculous amount of Dota coaching, teaching related content. And they're going to completely smack what I do across the face. I don't know. They're going to release like coaching matchmaking. You could just queue as a coach. That's what's going to happen.
You out of existence.
So what's going to happen, guys. They're going to automate it. We're all going to be robots.
Eventually Skynet.
Yeah,
Skynet
probably.
will just play Dota against each other. That's how it happens.
Why'd you get a Silver Edge's Rubik in my last game? Yeah, let's not talk about my last game, okay? I ended up having to play mid Rubik, and we were going against a Phantom Assassin, and we didn't have enough right-click damage to ever kill her, because we didn't have enough carries on our team, so I got a Silver Edge to try and be that extra layer to get rid of the break so that our team would kill her. No, it was not on purpose to be mid Rubik. I picked Rubik because I was like, oh man, they have a lot of fun spells that I can steal in this game. And then that was not the case. All right, let's see. I already downloaded this game. It just keeps showing me that thing and it's not right. Yeah, fucking mid Rubik. And you know, that game was going well for a while too. Like, anyway. Well, if you have no more questions, Mr. Northend, we can end things here. But yeah, if you got questions, you can always send me a message on the Discord via the direct message function, or Twitter also works well also, or email, whatever. You got my details, so feel free to send me your inquiries as you have them. And if you have a good game that is played by yourself any day from tomorrow to like Saturday, save the match ID, download it, whatever. So then we have something that we can maybe review either Sunday or Monday next week. If you want to look to try and have our follow-up sometime around then, give you about a week or so to digest some of these details, see where we can go from there. I mean, we don't have to stick hard to that, but that time frame should be doable for me if you want to do something. Yeah. Sunday or Monday next week. Maybe even Saturday, depending on how I'm feeling when I get back around. But no harm or foul either way.
Sure. Yeah. No. Thank you. I think that'll work. It's been a pleasure. It really has.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Glad you had some fun with it, and we're gonna get your squad all up to speed, right?
Yes, exactly.
You're gonna be farming better than the carry, and then you're gonna have to teach him how to do it, and that's how it works, yo.
Perfect.
One person teaches one person. You know. Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, you do have a match on Saturday. Oh, is that right, Ravlin? Well, perfect game for you to save the replay of.
Yep. Depending
on the timing of it, I might be around, because I get back on Saturday from Chicago. Okay. If it's a timing that I'm around and am able, I can maybe cast it for you, give you a little bit of flair.
Cool. We'll
see what's happening. I don't know the times for everything, and I'm going to be busy like whatever. But in theory, 3 p.m., then I will definitely not be around. No, I will be on the airplane. But I'm going to call it here, guys. To answer your question, Ravlin, you will have this out on the YouTubes and high resolution on Dropbox. So the game will be there for